Lucifer! You have sinned against the Lord.
Their stories inspire us. An all-new series. Superbook.
Dive into the creative world, fashion, music, festivals, and cuisine. So get your passports ready and let's travel. All coming up on this channel.
Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with side every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world-famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
health insurance with far-reaching benefits,
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
Brit K, where people come first.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa presents Beautiful You every second and last Thursday of the month. The beauty experts will draw from experience and share tips for personal beauty care, how to have healthy hair and glowing skin, flawless makeup application, and the latest trends and style tips. Watch Cayman 27 every second and last Thursday of the month for Beautiful You. Brought to you by Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
There are pictures of Cayman that we hold in our minds, and those impressions remain with us through the course of time. It's really a collection of the things we've done and seen, and if you know this country well, you know just what I mean. Like Luisito Heights making a fish tea, that's Cayman. Cassava cake and cold swanky, that's Cayman. A jobina drink and a beef patty, that's Cayman. And Herbie Martin, that belly, that's Cayman. Georgetown Harbor sleeping quietly on Sunday night. Captain Theo and Rex Crichton making Christmas bright. In Cayman Brack, the cocoa plum covers the ground like grass. And people you don't know at all wave hello as you pass. Country and western and dirty reeds, that's Cayman. Children sucking on a mango seed, that's Cayman. Nor'wester waves in Hogstye Bay, that's Cayman. Pirates Week, East End Day, that's Cayman. Mr. Howell's shoe shop in the older part of town. Casuarina's leaning on the roadside in South Sound. To look out on the ocean and see various shades of blue. To walk the road at night and find nobody bothers you. Looking crabs with a little flashlight, that's Cayman. Nobody in town after 9 at night, that's Cayman. People in the airport know you by name, that's Cayman. At Rum Point that came. That's Cayman. A nation is a people living out the lives they choose, celebrating when they win, crying when they lose. Those who say Cayman is not a nation legally, it's very clear to me they missed the point entirely. Smelling your pork as you're driving by, that's Cayman. Christmas beef, button tonguefish fry, that's Cayman. Your car break down, you get a lift to town, that's Cayman. Sunday cricket, agriculture ground, that's Cayman. A downtown beach where children swim, that's Cayman. Mr. Jim, remember him, that's Cayman. Spots landing and Christmas breeze, that's Cayman. Miss Coney, macaroni and cheese, that's Cayman.
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
Here are your latest news headlines from the Cayman 27 News Team on Rooster 101's Cayman Crosstalk. Now, here's the news. OTEC hits another snag. What's up, everyone? I'm Doug Dodds. Here's today's top stories from the Cayman 27 Newsroom. After years of waiting, it appears OTEC Cayman has hit another snag. This as Cayman's energy regulator says the rate being proposed for the project was too high for consumers. The issue was raised by East End MLA Artie McLean as he put the heat on OFREG in the Legislative Assembly last Thursday. OFREG Executive Director for Energy Craig Anderson says that while the project is good on paper, the cost to consumers is not economical. However, the project has not been rejected outright. OTEC Cayman has proposed building a floating power platform off the North Shore with an aim at creating steam-generated electricity. Mr. Anderson says OFREG is committed to reviewing alternative energy sources for Cayman. In other news today, Cayman National Corporation is refuting claims that a second purchase offer has emerged for its shares. In a statement issued on Monday night, CNC says the Republic Bank Trinidad offer is the only offer on the table for shareholders to consider. The Barbados-based bank is seeking to acquire more than 75% of CNC. Republic has extended its share offer deadline to next week, Friday. Meanwhile, Republic Bank announced that it has acquired Scotiabank's Eastern Caribbean operations to the tune of $123 million. The Scotiabank assets also include Guyana and St. Martin. Cayman's Scotiabank operations are not impacted in that sale. And finally, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has lifted consumer advisories recommending that public avoid eating romaine lettuce. The FDA says products that have been harvested after the November 20th advisory date and those that do not come from Northern and Central California are safe to consume. They recommend that products should now be labeled to show where they're from along with their date of harvest. For Hurley's Media, I'm Doug Dodds. Have a great day.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019. Or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
Good morning, Cayman Islands, and thank you all very much for tuning in to Cayman Crosstalk and those around the world as well. Thank you all very much. Greatly, greatly appreciate all of the kindness and letting us be part of your morning and, frankly, part of your days because a lot of you are tuning in around the world and viewing us as well. We can see from our analytics all around the world, from Bermuda to Australia to England to Canada and everything in between. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Happy Wednesday to all of you. And, it's nearing the end of the month. And I can't believe I'm saying that already. November is almost over, which is very significant because it calls for the end of hurricane season. We've been blessed for the last several years with no real major storms or anything of that nature. So crossing our fingers and toes and being thankful that the hurricane season is almost over and the first weekend in December is usually Thanksgiving weekend in the Cayman Islands for Earth Thanksgiving, Cayman Islands Thanksgiving. And there's a lot of Thanksgiving that we would like to invite you all to as well. But before we do that, I want to get some Thanksgiving from Martino and his lovely family, Benton and all of those ones as well, to their mommy, Miss Elmitha Conley, celebrates her birthday today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and if you know Mrs. Conley, please give her a jingle. Go by, go see her. She will really, really, really appreciate it. She's a sweet lady. And no wonder her children are so kind and gracious as well. But Miss Elmitha Conley, happy birthday to you this morning. And just the big lineup in the show, pretty much in the first half of the morning. We're going to be giving away some prizes as well, some gift certificates to a great local restaurant, Walk and Roll, that has been chosen to be the food sponsor for VIP Island this Saturday, which is the Parade of Lights. And so we're going to be giving away a gift certificate worth $25 to Walk and Roll, so you need to keep tuned when the phone lines are open for that one. Also, I have here as well, which is happening this weekend. It's the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association annual Christmas raffle. It is on the 1st of December as well, and that is Saturday at 7 p.m. And basically, you can get $5,000 in your hand. And so if you tune in, I'm going to be able to tell you how, where, and when you can actually avail yourself of this ticket if you don't win it here, and so that you can actually be probably one of the lucky winners. Not only $5,000 is going to be the first prize, but the second prize is $3,000. Third prize is $1,000. Christmas is coming around. That'll be a wonderful, I think it will be a great Christmas bonus for anybody to really have at this Christmas time as well. But the great part about it, the proceeds go to help the seafarers, the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association, continue their whole entire mission statement, which is to really take care of their seamen, their spouses, and also better the community. And so all the great proceeds, and this is a wonderful cause as well. I'm going to tell you when, where, and how you can actually avail yourself of that, because I understand that there's only going to be roughly about 6,000 tickets that are being printed. So that means your odds of winning is pretty good in your favor. It's not like the Powerball, where I think it's 1 in 288 million odds of you winning. Here is 1 in 6,000. So if you actually win, you know, I'll tell you the truth, you'd be fantastic and you'd be sailing bright. And then, believe it or not, they actually have 5 consolation prizes of $100 each as well. So the chances of winning is pretty high. And here at Cayman Crosstalk, especially me, I would love for my listeners, my viewers, and so forth. I'm going to be posting online as well. If you share this video this morning and you post on there and you give us some really nice reviews, our text in the back can tell the analytics how many times you shared and how many people you recommended it to. If you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you will have an opportunity of picking a ticket up and winning $5,000 in your hand this Christmas. And so all of those things are coming in. And also, before I get to all of that as well, as you all probably heard, one of Cayman's foremost attorneys and really wonderful citizens, Mr. Arthur Hunter, passed away. Many people last week was wondering why I was a little melancholy last week on air, around about Thursday. It's because I received the news of Mr. Hunter's passing. He's a really wonderful man. He was a wonderful man. And, you know, for my family as well, he was very close to my brother Wade. He was his mentor, gave my brother his opportunity to cut his teeth into the legal fraternity some 26 years ago. And so, therefore, I just want to say to all his family, my deepest condolences, but I want to read something out as well. Mr. Arthur's funeral will take place on December the 1st, 2018 at 2:30 p.m. at the Emsley Memorial United Church. Burial will follow in Spot Cemetery. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to Jasmine. And if you all didn't see the show last week, Jasmine is now, or formerly known as Hospice Care. And so you can find all of that out, jasmine.ky, if you want to find out how you make the donations and so forth there. But here are some things for all of you as well. Those that are attending, you know that Emsley has a very small parking lot. And Bodden Funeral Services and the family has done their best to try to accommodate as much people in parking in town. Parking for the funeral will be available on a first-come, first-served basis in the Butterfield Banking parking lot garage. It will be also available in a court parking lot behind Kirk House and on the site of the former Tower building. So parking in town for the funeral will be in those locations. And then also parking for the graveside service will also be located at the Spots Terminal, cruise ship terminal, and there will be a shuttle service for those that are parking there as well to take you down to the beautiful little Spots Cemetery where my grandparents are buried as well. And so I just want to remind all of you of that. Mr. Arthur Hunter's Thanksgiving service. That's what I want to call it. Thanksgiving for a wonderful man, a really wonderful individual, raised a great family. His service will be December 1, 2018 at 2:30 p.m. Emsley Memorial Church. Remember, parking will be available for all of you in the first-come, first-served basis in the Butterfield Bank parking lot, the court parking lot behind Kirk House, and also in the former Tower building site. Parking will also be available for the graveside service at the Spots Cruise Landing parking lot, and shuttle services will be provided to those individuals that are parking there and attending the graveside service. All right, ladies and gentlemen, when I come back, I want to give away some stuff as well for all of you. I want to give you all a couple of things before I start the next segment. We're going to be giving thanks for young children as well. We're going to tell you all how you can actually praise the youngsters about us. If you've been driving down, you've been seeing the Proud of Them signs and the billboards. I've been loving this. I remember very vividly when I first started this, the Honorable Osborne Bodden, used to promote this on the show with us quite a great deal. And this morning we're going to have Mr. Joel Francis in the studios talking about how you can nominate some young persons to be on those billboards as well, to uplift them and move them forward. And then later in the show, I'm going to be giving away 2 tickets. One for a $25 gift certificate to Walk and Roll. So you got to keep tuned. That's going to be at 8 o'clock. And then also during that hour as well, we're going to be giving away $5,000 in your hand. And remember, the numbers in the studios, if you would like to participate, is 233-1019. That is 233-1019. That's the in-studio number, sponsored by our wonderful friends at Superior Auto. And I'm just going to say this. If you're looking for a great place to take your car and you've been really vexed with maybe where you were going before, seriously, and I say this all with all sincerity, I've not only getting their endorsement, but I am a client, and I've been a client for many, many years. There's some wonderful people there. You don't have to be worried about the servicing, the quality of the servicing, quality of the parts. You're going to get the best all around. But even better than that, when you get your invoicing, it's not going to give you a heart attack. It's going to be fair, going to be reasonable, and you're going to be pleased with it. I can guarantee you that. So that's Superior Auto. Number is 233-1019. That's the studio number. And we also got a WhatsApp number, which is 324-1019. That is 324-1019. Also the email, which is kmancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. kmancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. And also we got our Facebook page, which is Kman Crosstalk. We got a live streaming video. You can post immediately below the live streaming video. There's 5,000 people that follow us on a daily basis. If you don't want them to see what you're saying, yes, if you don't want them to see what you're saying, simply send me a private message, on the back end, and I'll be happy to share it. And your ID, your thoughts will be kept in strict confidence with me. I can guarantee it on all of those fronts. We got a caller online right now. I'm going to take that right before I take this little time check. Good morning, caller. How are you? All right, didn't hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time check right now is 7:17. Time check is brought to you by our friends at Subway. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is ticking down, the Subway Can Drive is ending on December the 2nd. And I'm calling all of you, if you can, help us out. If you have any non-perishable items, any canned items at all, whether or not you've been collecting them over the years or you just have them in your pantry or your cabinet that is full, just simply just come right in to any Subway location, 6 of them, and we'll be happy, more than happy, to take them from you. And here's the reason why. It is not unreasonable to say that we do have some people that are in need in this island. And Christmas time, as Merle Haggard said, if I can make it through December, I'm going to be all right. This is usually one of the hardest times of the year, and you can help us alleviate some of that stress, which is all probably sometimes borne by lack of food. Well, there's 2 wonderful locations that Subway is collecting food for. It is Feed Our Future, and I can tell you, as a former head of a public school PTA, I cannot thank Feed Our Future enough for assisting us to make sure that children are fed in school, not only having breakfast, but having lunches. It's a wonderful organization, and also Meals on Wheels. Their numbers are growing as well, and so they need your help. We all need your help. So if you got any canned goods that's stored at home, or maybe if you're going out shopping, just pick 1 extra up and just go by Subway. And Subway will give you a free cookie just for expressing that wonderful Kim and kind gesture. Remember, there's 6 locations of Subway, as far as East End to West Bay and everything in between. And remember, Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious!
This hour of K-Man Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway, with 6 locations across K-Man, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious. More of K-Man Crosstalk is next on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on K-Man 27.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
Fresh fir Christmas trees are on their way to Hurley's. Our containers arrive from the forests of Quebec on November the 24th. These fresh, fragrant balsam firs won't last long. If you plan on having a tree in your home, order yours today. There's a shortage of trees coming to the island this year. Make sure your family has a green Christmas. Order your tree today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's, get fresh trees with us.
Fresh at Hurley's.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Watch as some of the world's most talented people put their skills to the test as they attempt to make their mark in the record books. You'll witness some of the craziest, scariest, most bizarre stunts people will do, all in the name of stardom. It's the ultimate Guinness World Records, and it's right here on Cayman 27. Capture all the action.
For tuning in, letting us be part of your morning and part of your day. And I'll tell you the truth, I know there's some youngsters because they call in and they win prizes. Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, if you know my phone, I don't know who's there. It's like a box of chocolates for me. I just see lights and I see which one's green, which one's red. And those is how it goes. But we got a lot of youngsters that listen in the morning because when I do, ask to do a little motivation speaks and a little speaking sessions and maybe answering question and answers, the one thing they say, sir, can you do the Subway commercial? So I know they listen, to say the least. So this is geared to all of you right now and to you youngsters as well, because you, pardon the pun and the cliche, may sound a little old and a little used and tired, but frankly, you are the future. And one thing I love about this program that we have here is that we're nominating youngsters and we're uplifting them and putting the wind behind their back and the sunshine on their face, so to speak, so that they can become the true champions that we know they are and the leaders of the future as well. And I love this program. And Joel, I'm joined this morning by Mr. Joel Francis. Mr. Francis, there's no need for introduction to your guest from me, but I would love for you to introduce your guest as well and talk about this program, because honestly, as you well know, this is not our first time on the program with me. And this is something that I love. It is something that I embrace, and I've only seen greatness and good things come from it, because we see the negativity too much. And I love this one.
Thank you. We appreciate the support that this program has given to the Proud of Them initiative over the years. And special thanks to you and Rooster. We're in for a really special treat. You mentioned the fact that it's always about the negativity, and that was one of the motivating factors for creating the program. This is round 10, and we do 12 per round. So we have now highlighted, just over 100 or near 100, just over 100 youngsters, and we are in for a very special treat today.
Oh, really?
Because yes,
it's not on my. It's not. It's like Christmas come early for me now.
Yeah, you're right. Well, James Miles is the youth services coordinator from the youth services unit, and he's a big part of this initiative, and really helps me to get the word out and so on. But he was able to secure for us a very, very special guest this morning. So as I said, we're at round 10. And before we get into a little bit about our special
guest, captured right up there.
Okay. I wanted to. So Proud of Them round 10 is on. Nominations are open right now. They close on the 7th of December.
That's a week from Friday, people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we'll evaluate over Christmas, get the billboards up first thing in the new year. But I really wanted this morning, because I asked her when I saw her outside, and she said it's going to be a surprise. So I have to be surprised as well. We have one of our first recipients from round number 1. And she was from Cayman Brac. She still is from Cayman Brac.
Yes. Always will be.
Always will be from Cayman Brac. But we have with us Shakia Tatum, who was selected back then in the category of academics. And we're still working on trying to get that billboard up on the Brac, but she was featured in what we call the Cayman Brac billboard on Grand Cayman, which is the one by the National Archives.
Right.
And
it
so
still has a Brac on it.
It does.
Has Gabrielle Rich on it.
Gabrielle is on it right now, and so really and truly wanted to say welcome to Shakia.
Thank you.
And we want to find out a little bit about, and she'll probably be able to tell us, what the recognition meant for her back then, what's happened to her since then, and I'm all ears just to hear where she's been, what she's up to, and what's going on with her.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you all. I want to say good morning to everyone, especially the listeners. As mentioned, I am Shakia Tatum, hailing from the Brac. I was one of the first representatives in May 2013 for academics. And I'll be honest, I was actually in university at the time. I remember getting an email. I'm not sure who would have sent that one out.
Him.
Yeah, okay, hit yourself. And to be honest, I was a bit intimidated by the billboard, assuming you think this big picture or this big, board with your picture on it. And I was like, I'm not too sure I want that. Yes. But then, once I got over that part of it, I just only saw positives coming from it. The recognition. I was taken aback that my family was that proud of me that they would have put in that nomination, and then the fact that the ministry, in combined with the Cayman Islands government, was proud of my accomplishments as well, too, hence why I was selected. And I have only reaped benefits from it. I mean, you all host the banquet that's at the end in recognition of it as well. I was able to put this on my resume, which is actually still on there. And I'm able to fan the flame and encourage the rest of the youth as well. So as I mentioned, I was in university at the time. I have since graduated. I graduated with my bachelor's in education, K through 6 specialization in exceptional student education. Thank you. So I actually worked in both the public and the private schools. And I'm currently a tutor at High Achievement Academy. So I think I'm still making Cayman proud. I get to have a hand in that where I'm working with the youth, and I get to see firsthand just exactly this, the talents, their strengths, and I like to say I have a part in that as well too. I really want to commend you all for putting this on as well, just because, you know, piggybacking off of what you're saying, it is really something that you know, oftentimes we do like to focus on the negative, and it does have a negative connotation at times when we do speak about Cayman's youth. But there is still a lot of positive, and I think this initiative here just really encourages that. I know as a teacher, you know, oftentimes you're going to have that little Johnny or that little Sally that's acting up, or, you know, and oftentimes if Johnny or Sally realizes, hey, she's going to call my name when I'm doing something wrong, why not get them encouraged that I can call your name too when you're doing something right? So the fact that we're focusing on those who are showcasing their talents. And what I really like, I know I was awarded for the area of academics. I commend you all for these different categories that are there, because that's not everyone's strength. You know, I would definitely not qualify under sports at all. You know, so if that was the only one that you all had out there, you know, it really would kind of make your pool a lot smaller. So I do commend you for that, because there's a lot of different talents and strengths out there. And I would encourage them, you know, just find what their strength is, find what their passions are, and tap into those. And then share it. Share it with others. You know, there's a lot of us, a lot of youth rather, coming up. Share your little, you know, sports techniques that you have. Pass it on to your younger siblings, their friends, you know, and it's actually something I would like to see, you know, from this initiative, you know, whether it be them speaking at different events, going into the schools, you know, just kind of the hereafter. Yes? Oh, great.
Well, just the you in college.
Yeah. Yes. But no, thank you again. It is a pleasure here.
But now that I know you're here.
Yes, I am here. Yeah.
It's something we've really talked about for a long time, though, and it's a little bit off topic, but related in trying to get some sort of a little bit of a foundation for the alumni from the Proud of Them program, and people like yourself and some of the others. Diana is almost done now, Mariah and some of the, and really and truly, when we're hoping that when you look around in a little while, well, not even now. At the caliber and the wide range of youngsters that have been selected by this program, we really think that if we can get the youngsters who have come through the program together, they can be a real force to be reckoned with in Cayman, and all sort of connected by this program. So it is something that we're working on, just to get those who would have the time to be able to serve in this way.
Well, you know, the one thing I remember when this first started and launched, and as a teacher, I would imagine, you know, Ms. Tatum, you probably get this as well, but I'm just feeling it from my own perspective as well, before I was sitting here for a long period of time, but now I've even buffered, and my skin has grown a little bit more, my eyes have opened even more than walking and trying to run for politics. But one thing that I've learned, and one thing that why I embrace this, Joel and James, is that people tend to want to follow what the masses are. And for a long time, before this came around, we were not highlighting the high flyers as you're doing here in the various different sectors. And it almost felt, for me, being a citizen, that if you were excelling, you were almost made fun of. You were not uplifted, and it was all right to be mediocre. It was all right not to perform. And to me, that was really horrific. That is just my standpoint as a society. And when government came along and changed this initiative, now those youngsters that are not fearful anymore of being a little bit more excelling, they're now a little bit more bolder. And people are being pulled along with, you know, that tide, or as the old saying says, you know, the tide lifts all boats. And so I see the change in the pendulum swinging in a positive direction. And that is where I was coming from. And that's why I love this so much. And just to see them highlighted in their various districts and so forth, because this is something that we all need to do. I mean, as a teacher, it's not unreasonable to say this is coming from me. Many of my classmates way back when, I'm not going to say when we graduated, it was way back when, but a lot of my classmates became teachers. And I saw from then, their personalities. I certainly believe that teachers, caregivers, which is roughly one and the same thing, but those persons are given a special gift and a talent. You just don't want to become a teacher because you're going to get rich off of it.
No.
It's seeing that enrichment and that wonderful thing that you may have helped blossom. I got to ask you this.
Yes.
What do you see? Obviously it was uplifting to you back in university. But with your children and so forth, do you see that psyche, that change when there's an uplifting and when someone is praised? Others that may have been mediocre wants to be pulled along.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It goes kind of back to the little Johnny and Sally reference that I made earlier. And I completely agree with you. I know even when I was in high school, which wasn't that long ago, it was almost cool, just as you said, to be mediocre, to get the bad grades even, or to, just skip school even.
Girl.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. But
James
it's
knows
so
all
true.
about that.
But no, I completely agree with you. It's actually something that I do use in the classroom, just positive reinforcement, and I'm careful when I use the word ignore, the negative things. Obviously you do have to pay attention to certain things. But I just always just try to focus on the positive because, as you said, when they're recognizing, okay, she's giving all of her attention to this one over here who's doing his work, who's getting on, this one's getting a sticker, this one's getting a certificate,
Right.
They want to follow. And I think you have to set that standard, whatever expectation you place on a child, they're going to live up to it. And if you just say, oh, well, you're not going to amount to nothing, oh, well, that's the best you could do, but if you say, hey, you can do this, stick through it, this is what the criteria is, this is what standards you need to meet, they will live up to it. So like I said, I can't applaud you guys enough. This is just a fantastic one.
Sorry, but some of the stories we've heard from those who have received the award before is that, so we obviously would select some who are obvious high flyers in the various categories. But this program has also recognized some of those who were just quietly doing well. And may even have been questioning, well, why am I doing well? Because I'm not the popular person. There are forces pulling them to say, why are you trying to excel? And what this did for them, not only for them, but you have people looking at them, but they themselves, it reinforced the work they were doing to try to better themselves, to try to excel and develop a sense of excellence. So I mean, when we, in 2011, when we had all the spate of murders amongst young people, that really, because we had talked about this program for a long time, James and I and other members of the National Youth Commission, and we finally said, look, when we saw the kind of coverage that they were getting from the murders, we said, look, we really need to balance this out, because that was not reflective of what Cayman was. And I mean, we put the program together, we went through and had the fights with planning and got the billboards up, but never in certainly not in my wildest dreams would have I imagined that the benefits would have been so much, that the effect would have been so much, and it's now I think an integrated part of our community. The community has really embraced this program.
Yeah, he wants you to come forward to that microphone a little bit more. James, how can people, parents are probably dropping children off right now to school and so forth, and also, there's others that may be in the community, a teacher or somebody that's looking at a youngster and saying, you know what, I like how that person moves. I like how he or she takes care of themselves, or even just looks at the school body or the community body. I would like to nominate that individual, because many of us see things, but it just takes that one action, that one step for the journey.
And then
what is that journey?
It is as close as the office of your school, the nearest gas station, the nearest post office, or the nearest fast food joint that young people frequent.
Oh,
the nomination forms are there. A government building or Radio Cayman lobby.
Or even just the nearest
or a computer
device.
Yes, you can go and do it online as well.
And you can actually find the forms on www.gov. And for more information about the Proud of Them program, you can email proudofthem@gov.ky or simply visit their Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/proudofthemky. And some of those things. And James, if you don't mind, what are some of the categories, if people are listening right now, that they can actually, before they get these forms?
Well, if you know of a young, outstanding young person that excels in academics, career decision, a career, business, sports, culture, or community service, nominate that deserving young child. The deadline is a week from Friday, so you not got a lot of time.
Take it down.
But there's a lot of forms out there, so you can go and you can find them and you can fill them out. All right?
The age range?
The age range is for young people aged 10 to 25. And any young person in that age range, you can come in and you can nominate them. I still see more benefits coming out of this program. I see the alumni coming together and leaders like Mr. Francis and I and other members of the soon-to-be world-class civil service can pour more leadership qualities into them.
What do you mean soon-to-be? You got to claim it.
No,
gotta claim
according to them, it's a 5-year strategy, but I already reach.
Listen to me. The street-level bureaucrats, if you want to put it that way, are doing a stellar job. That is coming from me. Everywhere I go, I tell you the truth, I've never met much better customer service. So you're there.
All right.
I got to go and take a little break and pay some bills right now. I would use something else at this particular minute. I know Joel will probably say it right now, but tune in and we're going to continue. We got Mr. Gary coming in as well, one of my favorite artists I like listening to as well. And we're going to be continuing this story and this conversation. See how you can actually make another youngster, be very, very proud. We got a couple in the studios as well.
This hour of Cayman Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway. With 6 locations across Cayman, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway. Eat fresh. Eat delicious. More of Cayman Crosstalk is next on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
Get the quality, the service, the wide range of products in the BRAC. Everything you love about Paramount Carpets is now available on Cayman BRAC. Carpets, flooring, drywall, paints, windows and doors, lumber, from plumbing to electrical supplies. You'll find it all and a whole lot more at Paramount Carpets, Cayman BRAC.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
A timely response. That matters. Owning your own home? That matters. Supporting our community? That matters. When your child smiles? That matters. Good encounters, great experiences. It matters at Cayman National.
I'm John Barry, and this is Songs and Stories. I believe in every song there's a story waiting to be told, and in every story there's a song waiting to be sung. Each week I'll have a friend stop by who will share great songs and personal stories in a unique setting that have been part of their life and career. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
into Cameron Crosstalk. Greatly appreciate it. If you're just tuning in right now, I have some wonderful people in studios. We're talking about the nominations for Cayman Youth Program. We want to have a proud of them. We want to have billboards plastered all around the islands. You all have seen it. You all have crossed it. Every district has it. There's multiple in various different districts as well. And I love this program. We got some of the alum that's in the studios here this morning. James, our Jamo, we're just going to call him now. All the formalities out there have been established and protocol has been followed. Mr. James Jamo Miles. Jamo, please introduce these wonderful people in the studios.
I can start with the lady.
Yep, and she's no stranger.
The new lady in the room is, we call her Lady D because her name is Diana Tibbetts. She not only was a Proud of Them honoree in round 6, she also served on the selection committee since round 3, or from the very beginning. From the very beginning, she was there. She selected about 35, 36 young people before she was actually on the board.
Yeah.
So we had to excuse her from the room when we had to do her nomination. Also joining us in the room is round 5 recipient James Geary, and they can tell you how it was for them.
Absolutely. Ms. Tibbetts, welcome back to the studios, and it's good to see you again. And you know, the last time you were in, we were all excited. We were picking on Daddy and so forth of that nature. But now, tell us a little bit about what has happened with you since the last time you were in the studios, and what are your thoughts about this wonderful program as well? I mean, obviously, as you heard and everyone heard, and you know, you've been a part of it. So obviously, it means a great deal to you. And they have used you a great deal of bringing you in on these road shows and so forth, which is fantastic. So that means that this is a fabric of you now. But talk to those out there a little bit about your journey and about why someone should take the time just to fill out this quick little form and nominate a youngster.
Okay. Hi, good morning, all. So, yeah, I've been part of this journey for a really long time now. So this program means a lot to me. And each round, there's a time for nominations. I do promote it a lot. And I do want people to think of people they know that are doing well and just fill out a form. I always say, detailed evidence, because we need to see it. Don't just say wonderful things. Provide a lot of evidence with it. And let us be so proud that we'd be like, okay, we need to install new boards on island because we can't like just decide this X amount. We need more boards.
Agreed.
I feel like Cayman has such a negative light sometimes, especially on the youth. And we need to just change that stereotype. We need to focus on all the great Caymanians out there, especially the youth that are doing so many good things, and it just instill a positive light onto them so they know they're being acknowledged, they know they're being watched, they know that they can make a difference in this island and they can be role models for people, because you don't have to be an older person to be a role model. You could be a role model from a young age and to an adult too. So I really want people to nominate a youth. Nominate today. Nominate right now.
That's right. Don't waste any time. And you know, and Mr. Geary, we've also had you on the studio as well, and I'm a fan of yours, as you probably see me in the front of most of your concerts and so forth. Primarily videoing you quite a great deal. Maybe I'll pay you some copyright royalties very shortly. But a very good morning to you, and you know, like Miss Tibbetts, tell us about your journey, because your journey is one that is really inspirational for a lot of young men, and you went back into that field of work as well. But talk to us about your journey and what it meant to you.
Well, good morning, Cayman. I'm so glad to be here to talk about the Proud of Them campaign and to actually campaign for young people, because I believe I was a young person that was campaigned for. My journey, as it relates to my journey, so I'm heavily involved in a lot of things, but that started being a young person in need, right? Being a young person in need of activity, in need of mentorship, And I received that, from Jamo here, and, connecting me to various organizations working alongside the Youth Services Unit that inspired me to want to do a lot more. So I started playing rugby, got a chance to represent Cayman in rugby and powerlifting, got a chance to do a little bit of music and sort of take that to another level in my own life. And as a young person, it was easy for me to stay out of trouble, out of harm's way, because I was being nurtured by the community and by leaders in the community. And when I got my nomination, I got a comment from, some people saying this was long overdue. So to see the community come behind you as a young person is so pivotal to our success. And it's one of the greatest feelings that you could ever have. I was brimming with pride and just love from the community when I did receive this award. But the greatest thing is the support that the community can do. So please nominate someone. I hope I answered.
No, I think you did. And that is something that I think we all should do. Just take the time and just don't sit down and talk about it and go, oh yeah, I know, Miss, Diana, she's a good little girl, Just don't say that. Just actually take the time.
Take action.
And fill it out. Exactly. Just do it. Just do it like Nike says. Just simply do it. Find somebody, and I can guarantee you, we're probably all sitting around going, there is one or two people that I've seen that could meet this criteria. And just don't sit down and just do it. Because I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is just my own perspective. James, I know we had a wonderful conversation some time ago about your journey, and it really moved me, and that's why I like bringing these kind of programs on and having a Citizen X and those people that make a difference within society. Having said that, sometimes if you don't just do something at that particular juncture, it is not unreasonable for me to say that we can lose that individual.
Oh, most definitely.
Very quickly. And so that one praise, that one tap on the shoulder, and that one nomination form can literally and figuratively change someone's life for the positive. And so we're saying to all of you, Cayman, to me, this is the greatest little society in the world. I've traveled. I've had the great fortune of traveling. I have the great fortune of working in other places. And I'm going to tell you, giving all of those experiences, there is nothing like Cayman. And if we want to continue going from strength to strength and having a generation that's going to lead us into prosperity and betterment, well, it's not unreasonable for me to say that the next premier could be out of the batch of all of you in the Cayman Islands as well, and maybe members of parliament or government. Steve McPhee will correct me. You should know better. We don't have a parliament. It's legislation. But to all of those out there, I just want to let you all know, just take the time. And once again, I'm going to give you some little places where you can find it. Like James said, there's no excuse. And James leaves some of those forms here for us here at Hurley's Media. My wonderful receptionist, Miss Rose Eden, will actually take them from all of you as well and give them to you, to those who would like it. Forms can be found online at www.gov.ky. And also for more information about the Proud of Them program and award, you can simply email proudofthem@gov.ky or simply visit their Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/proudofthemky. Proud of Them KY. And I want to sincerely thank all of you for coming in this morning. It was a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. And as the camera backers keep telling me, Miss Tatum, when I'm up there, he says, we all Caymanians, but not everybody can be camera backer.
That's true.
And so, we got a caller online. I'm going to answer that call right now. Good morning, caller. Oh, they didn't stay on. 233-1019. If you would like to say something before we end this program or this segment, we got other people coming on, and then we're going to have an open mic segment. One of the things that we're going to be talking about is the cost of living in the 3-4-5. Is it really high? Or is it just exaggerated? Some of those things that we're going to be talking about. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say to Miss Tatum, Miss Tibbetts, and also Mr. Geary, thank you very much for coming in this morning. And I look forward to hearing a little bit more about all of you as well and your journey and how you're growing from strength to strength. We got a caller online. Good morning. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Very good morning to you. You're on air.
I'm just calling to congratulate Mr. James Miles. Just want to tell him to keep up the good work, as well as James Thierry.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for sharing. Yes, and I agree. I second that emotion and also articulation as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in, letting us be part of your morning. Mr. Francis, any last thing from the ministry? I just want to say to you vis-a-vis the ministry, and I told the minister the other day as well, I am very pleased to see a lot of continuation of great things like this going on, but also the great strides and the changes to the system of education and delivery thereof. So congratulations to the ministry for all these little vignettes and these little segments that we have throughout all the radio programming. I think the messaging consistency is going to change the psyche of how we all think. So congratulations to the ministry and the minister.
Thank you very much, Woody. We've been fortunate when we started this program. It was under the minister, Mark Scotland, and then it was continued under Minister Osborne Bodden, and now under the Honorable Julian O'Connor Connolly. There's never been an issue about this program and funding this program. And I thank all of the ministers that have supported this over the time. I want to say, though, let's not take the program for granted. I want to appeal to the community at large that the program is really only as good as the quality of the nominations that we get. So let's not let the young people down. Let's get out there and nominate them. The forms are available in many places, in schools, in I think post offices and gas stations. James did an excellent job. We've all in the BRAC. We've distributed hundreds of them on Cayman BRAC, and of course, there's also the electronic form that you can get on the Ministry of Education's website. And do not simply say, "I think this young kid is a great," or "this young person is a great young person." As Diana said earlier on, send in the grade reports, send in the newspaper clippings, send in references from those people who can attest to the work that they've done, if it's community service or if it's in the area of culture, etc. So when we sit down, Diana, myself, James, and the other members of the selection committee, that we have the strength of the evidence in front of us to select this young person. We've had a number of people who have said, I nominated that young person, they're great, but where was the evidence? And we cannot give it to that individual over another person who has submitted good evidence as to the contribution that they have made in the areas. So just really briefly, the applicable ages are age 10 to 25. Anybody between the ages of 10 and 25 can be nominated. The categories are academics, a successful person in a career, a business, in sports, in culture, or in community service. And again, thanks for your support and Rooster support, Hurley's media support in this. And we hope that we would get a very, very strong batch of nominations this time around.
I'm looking forward to it. And if I don't see you all again, I just want to say to each one of you, the merriest of Christmases, and may this new year bring the best year of your lives yet, and that will be the precursor to even more greatness. So good luck and Godspeed to every one of you, and thank you all very much. And remember, the deadline, as Jamo said, is nearing. As next week Friday is the deadline. So find all of those details out. I'm going to try to post as much on our social media platforms as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in, letting us be part of your morning, part of your day. Coming up with Chrissy Tomlinson Hospital. If you are concerned, because this is the winter season, about getting sick, and people are flying in, people are getting sick, well, we're going to talk to you all about some flu shots. They will come to you, as they old show used to say, have needle, will travel.
This hour of K-Man Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway, with 6 locations across K-Man, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious.
Get ready to laugh as TV's funniest hidden camera show will have you in stitches. Just for Laughs, the Laugh Out Loud comedy show catches unsuspecting people in some of the funniest situations. It's Just for Laughs, and it's only here on K-Man 27. Catch it Monday through Friday.
I just need to know, whose side are you on?
This part's where the experiment really begins.
As we said the other day, there was a frontal trough coming in, and I just want to say my guys, our guys, ladies and gentlemen, over at the National Weather Service is doing a stellar job because you can actually bank on the weather forecast. My forecaster this morning is Mr. Gilbert Miller. Jeez, Gilbert, you must be on my mind this morning. Isolated showers along with moderate winds and seas are expected across the Cayman area. Today is a cold front. Ooh, I love those two words together. Moves over the Northwest Caribbean and weakens. Fresh winds and rough seas are expected tonight as the cold front dissipates and higher pressure builds over the northeast Gulf of Mexico. Radar images show scattered showers northwest of the Cayman Islands moving towards the southeast. And therefore, as we told you, that we're going to experience some rough weather that's going to be coming in. Today, you're going to have a high of 83. They say the real fuel temperature, which is really a blessing from yesterday, is going to be about 87 degrees. You got a 57% chance of experiencing some showers. So therefore, you're going to have periods of clouds and sunshine with some passing showers or two. Whereas they're going to be coming at you from the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour with an occasional gust at about 20. That's going to translate during the daylight hours. We're going to see moving from 1 to 3 foot sea heights to the afternoon to 3 to 5 foot sea heights, simply because the weather is going to get a little rougher. It's going to drop down about 78 degrees. And the winds are going to be about the same mile per hour, 13. Your sunrise this morning was at 6:42. Sunset will be at 5:46. You got 11 hours and beautiful 4 minutes of gorgeous sunshine to enjoy. And you got a similar weather forecast pattern straight through until tomorrow. It should be dissipating. Friday, the sun is going to be peeking through some cloud cover. Join me back with CTMH Doctors Hospital. They have needle will travel.
Be a part of the conversation on K-Man Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the K-Man Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to K-Man Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on K-Man 27.
All right. Happy Wednesday to all of you, and thank you all very much for tuning in. Let us be part of your morning and part of your day. And it would be remiss of me not to just say, a wonderful good afternoon to all of you out there that's in Germany right now that just tuned in and said hello. So I would say, danke for all of you as well. And I would say, auf Wiedersehen. Well, no. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I got two ladies in the studios with me this morning from CTMH Doctors Hospital. No stranger to the studios here. I got Miss Jennifer Williams. She is the head of concierge. I like that because, if you've been to CTMH Doctors Hospital recently, it's almost like a little mini. It's like a hotel. Well, that's a hospital. It is. It is really, really nice. My sister was there recently, and it was just fantastic service. And everyone is just so kind and wonderful, to be honest with you. And I want to say from me, thank you very much for treating my sister with, like royalty, to be honest with you, even though she deserves it all the time. But thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us again. Happy to be here.
Jen, you brought a friend with you this morning.
I did.
And I think she's the one with the needle that will travel.
She's definitely the one with the wealth of knowledge when it comes to the flu vaccine for sure. So this is Miss Margot McRae, and she is our head pharmacist at the hospital.
Excellent. Welcome, Margot. And, talk to us a little bit about this program because as I was saying before, this is a winter season. And it's not unreasonable to think people are traveling and people are coming in. And because of change of weather and temperature, the flu is pretty, is elevated during this time of year.
Definitely.
And what is the flu shot? Seriously, what is it? Does it make you more sick? People say if you get a flu shot, you're going to get sick.
So many myths. Yeah.
So many myths.
No. So what the flu shot is, it's a vaccine. And the typical flu shot that most people will get is what's called an inactivated vaccine. So it contains virus that's killed, cannot make you sick. It cannot replicate.
So that
it cannot.
Misnomer is just
right.
that.
I think sometimes people think, oh, I didn't feel great after I got the flu shot. You are having an immune response to getting the flu shot. Your body's producing antibodies, which will later protect you against getting the flu. So sometimes people can feel a little bit, slightly under the weather. But most people do just fine after getting the shot. But no, it cannot cause the flu. It cannot cause actual illness. That's a myth. And you hear that literally all the time.
I hear it all the time.
Yes.
Especially when I recommend it to, for example, seniors and their children now, which is like handling them like children. Oh no, that's going to make them sicker. I'm like, why would they give a senior something that's going to make them sicker? I just didn't understand that, Jen, and I'm glad that Margot just kind of dispelled that rumor and that myth right off the bat that, no, we're not going to make you sicker. We're going to actually protect you. We're going to put some stuff inside of you that through the whole entire, I guess it was like, quote-unquote, flu season, it can probably inoculate you against it. Oh, really catching it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the important thing, too, is to note that when you get the flu vaccine, it does take about 2 weeks for it to really become effective in the body. So, if you're getting it kind of into flu season, let's say, you could have already picked up the virus. And, there are some people you'll definitely say that, no, they weren't just a little bit sick. They were really sick. But it's not, it definitely has nothing to do with the vaccine itself. They may have already got the flu, and now they're having those symptoms. So, so that's important to note as well. So it's very important that as soon as the flu vaccine arrives to Island, which typically is in October,
late October,
you need to get it as soon as possible, because it is going to take. There is that 2-week period for it to become effective.
That's probably what goes wrong is that people probably feel themselves. I feel a little tickle in my throat or a little sniffly. Maybe I should go and get a shot. Maybe, Margaret will give me a shot and it'll clear it up. But like you said, the flu, the cold is already within your system. And so therefore it really doesn't take that. But any future ones, it will actually mitigate you getting it.
Yeah, the flu vaccine is not to treat the flu if you're
already feeling unwell.
if you're already feeling unwell. It's to protect you from getting it in the first place. So, if you're already feeling unwell, having a cold, going to get the flu vaccine is not going to treat that. But that's why we say, like Jen was saying, it's so important to get it right off the bat, the start of flu season, which is now start of November, all the way through to April, to get it before you're potentially in contact with the flu. So,
I think that's pretty good. The reason why that I say that is that when I was doing some research for this, and we just take a lot of stats from America because America really does some really great things with stats. During the winter, we have a lot of senior citizens passing away because of the flu, influenza. And people take it for granted, thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. But obviously, it's a little change and a little different here in terms of their climate is a lot colder this time of year, which exacerbates the issue. But that does not still negate the issue of a senior getting the flu. And really, if they're already a little frail, it's not going to be unreasonable to think that it's going to probably make it a little worse.
Well, there's a couple of things to make note of that as well. So we are definitely in a warm climate, you do hear we hear about it being a lot more prevalent in colder countries. But also, if you think about it, right now is high season for us. Every person that comes off of that cruise ship, there's how many people that come to the island every single day?
Today is 14,000 ships are in.
So guess where they're coming from? They're coming typically from North America somewhere.
Right.
The amount of business professionals on island who are constantly traveling to other countries and things. So it's not that you are protected because we live on this beautifully, warm tropical island. There's so many people that come and go off of this island on a daily basis, that it actually increases our risk as well, I would say here, because of that travel. And just be on the point about, with seniors and the elderly and things, the vaccine is to not only, prevent or protect yourself from getting the flu, but it's also to help prevent the spread of the flu as well. So here in Cayman, with all our moms and dads and grandparents and children visiting people in the hospital and what have you, we need to think about our community as well. So it's not just about ourselves. It's most definitely also about those in the community that have a lower, their immune system may be a bit suppressed and things like that. So unfortunately, there are a number of deaths, and there can be a number of deaths. You'll see it more in the elderly, I would say, who are already quite compromised, because they've either had their family members coming in to visit that they may feel completely fine, but they could be carrying the virus. So it's not a matter of feeling unwell and don't go visit. You could still be carrying that virus even though you're feeling well, and then passing that on. So you need to think about your family members in the community as well when it comes to the flu vaccine.
I got a social media question here. The social media question that just popped up. It is asking basically, what are the ages that one can get it? How young and how old? Is there a cutoff time?
So basically, anyone older than 6 months can get the flu vaccine. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That young?
Yes. So, and the World Health Organization and any big public health authorities recommend everyone 6 months and older get the flu vaccine. So, and actually, even pregnant women can, and they should. They're the one thing you mentioned about elderly people being frail and at risk. So, the people that are at highest risk of complications from the flu, if they get it, complications being hospitalization, death, is people greater than 65, children younger than 2, people with chronic conditions like diabetes, asthma. So pretty much all of us know somebody that falls into those categories or have contact. So it's very important to reiterate the point that getting the flu shot, I personally am a fairly young, healthy person. If I got the flu, I'm probably not going to end up in the hospital from it. I'll be sick, be out of work. But the important thing for me is that I'm in contact with people receiving chemotherapy, newborn babies at the hospital, elderly people. So I'm not necessarily doing it for me. I'm doing it to protect the people that I'm around, that if they get it, it could potentially have very dire consequences. So I encourage people to look at it from that perspective, that it's not just for you, it's for the people that you're coming into contact with, and you don't want to put them at risk, because there is a 1 to 2 day period where you may feel fine, but you could have contracted the virus and be shedding it, meaning you can spread it. So
spreading your love.
Yeah. The opposite of. Yeah. So,
when we're looking at large offices and so forth, for example, like Hurley's Media, where you got a lot of people working in one place, you never know. And to you, Margot, to your point, spreading your love all around the place, it can actually have a detrimental effect on workforce.
Absolutely.
As well. I mean, it would be a nightmare for HR managers to have 2-3 people out, at least a week, because a good flu, pardon the pun, or the oddness of it, I guess you would say oxymoron, the good flu will keep you down for at least 3-4 days with aches and everything else of that nature. And so that's a long period of time to have people out of work.
And I think that's an important point when it comes to the corporate setting. There are quite a few actually fairly large organizations in Cayman who do promote it. Will have us come in and administer the flu vaccine right there on site to their staff members, and I think that's brilliant. They're incredibly smart. Yes, they want to protect their staff, and so their staff aren't getting sick, but it definitely comes down to the bottom line as well. Without productivity and efficiency and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's important that more companies get on board with it as well.
That's why I said, Margo has needle will travel.
Jen's actually the one that has the needle and travel.
That'll give it.
Yeah.
Jen.
Margo supplies it and I administer.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. That's the teamwork, the tag teamwork right there. But, Jen, how can people, get a hold of you if they would like their organizations? Maybe even, no matter how big they are.
Yeah. It does not matter.
Do you come to them or do they come to Christy Tomlin? CTMH Doctors Hospital?
It's completely up to the individual or the organization. I've done a couple of flu clinics at some organizations in the last couple of weeks. We go to them, so we bring everything with us. It's as simple as us having a point of contact at the organization. They'll have people sign up for on an agenda to get their vaccine while we're there. So we're there for so many hours. They come down, pop in and out,
right.
And that's something that the organization will look after. Or they can also, obviously, individuals can certainly pop into the hospital. There's no appointment that's required at all. No appointment. They do not need to see a physician. They just need to come in, check in at the front, let them know that they're here for the flu vaccine, and they go right around to the nurse. Typically at the hospital, it would be one of the other nurses giving the vaccine. In the community, I'd be one of the ones going out to give the vaccine. So it's incredibly simple. They just need to call in, ask for Jennifer. I'm the only Jennifer there still. That's going to, eventually that might change, but I'm the only Jennifer there. So it's very easy to call in 949-6066. Or they can also look us up online, social media, what have you, and reach out through any one of those avenues as well. So.
And you can also, if you're right online right now, you can actually type in www.doctorshospitalcayman.com, right. And you can find a lot more information out there as well. And, is it quite costly?
It's not. So it is, for us at the hospital, it's $40 for the vaccine and the administration of it.
That's it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So, $40 is not, is I think fairly reasonable when it comes to your health and the health of, the community and the family. So it's definitely something to consider, and we need to remember what Margo and I were saying earlier. It is not going to make you sick. That is the primary, complaint and concern that we hear, and that is it is in fact a myth. So
I hear it.
We just heard it about 5 times when people asked us, "What are you guys here talking about?"
Yes.
Oh, the flu vaccine. I'm not getting that. That'll make me sick. We heard it literally 5 times already today.
That is one of the biggest questions that I feel all the time.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's going to make me sick. It's going to give me the flu.
Yes.
And then it's like, it's the analogy that people use, if you get the chicken pox,
Mm-hmm.
you're not supposed to ever get it again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, what it's going to do is going to give you the flu. And then during the flu season, you won't ever get it again. I'm like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
No.
In any capacity. We got a caller on the line right now. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning?
Morning.
Good morning. Yes, you got a question?
Yeah, I want to try to make these people say, because I have a friend that I tried to get the flu shot, and she keeps telling me it kills people, and I tell her it don't kill people, but you can't convince her. So I glad they're on there. So I want to tell them, because I get it. This is my 3rd year that I get it, and it works for me. But she keeps telling me that it kills people. I say, not kill nobody. And then she said, call one special guy that we knew. And I said, well, his time will up. No flu shot, and I'll kill him. Because if that will kill him, people, I don't think they would give it to you. So, but I can't convince her. So I want, tell them that I glad they come on explaining that maybe she'll get it in her head that it is a good thing to get, and it don't kill anybody.
All right, caller. Well, tell her to watch and listen to Kim on Crosstalk right now, because everything is going to be answered here right now. And, if you're just tuning in right now, we're talking with Miss Jennifer Williams. She is the hospital's head concierge officer. She's also an RN as well. And we also have Ms. Margo McCrae. She's a senior pharmacist and chemotherapy pharmacist as well. And she is with the pharmacy, and she supplies actually all of those things to Jen to make sure that it all happens. And if you want to find more information out, we're talking about the flu shot. And for all of you HR managers, Jen, what do they need to do if they would like to get a hold and organize this right before the Christmas season? I'll be honest with you. It may sound a little corny, but I would think it would be a great Christmas present from an organization to their staff, because I can tell you I mean, knock on wood, I've never had a sick day in the last 3 years that I've really been here, except for one day when Barry told me to go home. I don't want you spreading your love near me. But, you know, I hate to have any kind of flus with the aches and the pains and days out, can't talk, throat is sore. I mean, the list can go on and on.
Yeah.
To me, $40 is worth every ounce that you're going to be putting into me.
They simply just need to contact the hospital, like we said, on either online or to myself directly. I will be the one to organize it. So again, they just need to ask for Jennifer. If they're obviously forget Jennifer and they remember Margot will definitely put them in touch with me as well. But it's pretty simple. We pick a date that works mutually for myself and the organization. They just need to let us know how many people are interested, and we will come. Typically, we come with a few more vaccines that have been requested because there's always a couple of stragglers that have decided that all of their colleagues are getting it, so they've now decided on the day that we're there. So we're fairly accommodating when it comes to making sure that as many people on island can get vaccinated. So.
Well, we got a bunch of callers online. Let's just go and hear what they have to say. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Woody.
Good morning.
And good morning to your panel there. I'm glad that they come on and explaining this vaccine because I have a friend and I tried to get her to take it and I can't convince her. She told me that it kills people. And I said, that's stupidness. I had it now. This is my 3rd year that I've been getting it because when I get flu, they really do me bad. I remember when I was 33, I got one, and that almost killed me, and I'm in my early 60s now. And I tell her, I say, it worked. And she said, no, it killed people. I said, that's stupidness. If it were killing people, I don't think they would give it to you and insist that you get it. And she called, we had a good friend of ours that died, and she said it killed them. And I said, no, their number was up. It don't kill people.
Thank you, caller, and I'd like you came back and reiterated it one more time. But thank you. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Hello, caller. How are you this morning? Good morning,
Hello?
caller. Good morning.
Hello?
Very good morning to you. You're on live.
Good morning.
Would you like to say?
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I would just like to say that I've been taking this shot now for must be 25 years at least. It has never hurt me, protected me from the flu. And the government clinics give it free. $40, a lot of money for some people. Government clinics give it free. And in fact, they now come to my home to give it to me. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right, caller.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. 25 years of taking the flu vaccine and still taking it as well. And it shows that, to your point, ladies, it is safe, secure, and you all can actually get it done. Bring you, like I said, Jennifer has needle. We'll travel and bring it all straight to all of you
We're
as well.
happy, Woody, for anybody to get it, regardless of where they're getting it. Just we want everybody to be vaccinated. So, I mean, you know, obviously we're very happy if people are coming to us, but whatever avenue they can get that vaccine, that's what's most important, especially for the community. So.
And someone just maybe just tuning in right now, I'm just going to reiterate it. I heard from the ladies here earlier asking what is the oldest that you can actually take it and what is the youngest. And is a different person. Obviously, they weren't listening before. And Margot, correct me if I'm wrong. As young as 6 months old and basically right up until, well, however you are.
Yes.
You know, if you're 100, like Julia, 106, you can give it to her.
People that definitely, you know, they're at the high risk. So there's no cap on the age.
Wonderful. Yeah. And Jen, one more time, numbers so we can get a hold of you because everyone knows where the hospital is. And like I said, that's my primary place where I go as well. And Dr. Ebanks, Sydney, is my GP. So I recommend CTMH Doctors Hospital to anyone. And that's just full disclosure. That's where I go.
So the direct number is 949-6066. So that will be the best call into that. Ask
And ask for Jen.
Ask
She's the
for
only one
Jen, or let's say you want to get the flu vaccine. How do we go about that? They will most definitely be directed to me. So we will make sure that you're looked after.
Excellent. Ladies, it was a pleasure to meet you this morning and really
Thanks
talk
for
about
having
this,
us.
especially during this time of year as well, where, like you said, Jen, there's how many people traveling. People are coming on planes and so forth. And I know that is just an incubator for these kind of things. So if you don't want to get sick and if you want to be a little bit better and weather the storm, so to speak, come and get your flu shot. CTMH Doctors Hospital has it. If you don't know where they're located, they're right in the center of town. You can't really miss CTMH Doctors Hospital. Got some wonderful, great physicians there. And I like the concierge service as well that you're providing, Jen.
Thanks.
And to everyone, keep tuning in. We're going to have an open mic segment that's going to be coming up. We're going to be asking a couple of questions that we've been fielding here through our social media platforms. One of them, the one that came through the most with somewhere in a region of 112 different comments, was the cost of living. And here's a question that we're posing to all of you. Is the cost of living in the 345 really high? You can post on an either live streaming video or call 233-1019.
The opinions expressed by K-Man Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
Now, from the K-Man 27 News Team, here are your latest news headlines, brought to you by the K-Man Pharmacy Group, with West Bay Pharmacy, Savannah Pharmacy, and Professional Pharmacy. The K-Man Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. Visit them today. Now, here's your news headlines. OTEC hits another snag. What's up, everyone? I'm Doug Dodds. Here's today's top stories from the K-Man 27 Newsroom. After years of waiting, it appears OTEC K-Man has hit another snag. This is K-Man's energy regulator says the rate being proposed for the project was too high for consumers. The issue was raised by East End MLA Artie McLean as he put the heat on OFREG in the Legislative Assembly last Thursday. OFREG Executive Director for Energy Craig Anderson says that while the project is good on paper, the cost to consumers is not economical. However, the project has not been rejected outright. OTEC K-Man has proposed building a floating power platform off the North Shore with an aim at creating steam-generated electricity. Mr. Anderson says OFREG is committed to reviewing alternative energy sources for K-Man. In other news today, K-Man National Corporation is refuting claims that a second purchase offer has emerged for its shares. In a statement issued on Monday night, CNC says the Republic Bank Trinidad offer is the only offer on the table for shareholders to consider. The Barbados-based bank is seeking to acquire more than 75% of CNC. Republic has extended its share offer deadline to next week, Friday. Meanwhile, Republic Bank announced that it has acquired Scotiabank's Eastern Caribbean operations to the tune of $123 million. The Scotiabank assets also include Guyana and St. Martin. Cayman's Scotiabank operations are not impacted in that sale. And finally, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has lifted consumer advisories recommending that public avoid eating romaine lettuce. The FDA says products that have been harvested after the November 20th advisory date and those that do not come from Northern and Central California are safe to consume. They recommend that products should now be labeled to show where they're from along with their date of harvest. For Hurley's Media, I'm Doug Dodds. Have a great day.
Be a part of the conversation on K-Man Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019. Or message us on the K-Man Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to K-Man Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on K-Man 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all very much for tuning in to K-Man Crosstalk. And I just want to let you all know that the open mic segment is now open for all of you. One of the questions that has been fielded, in fact, we had a fair amount. I think it was close to 80. I believe that this one question came on top most is the cost of living in the Cayman Islands really high? Or is it just that some people are simply just complaining and just for complaining's sake? Is it really high? Ladies and gentlemen, number in the studios if you would like to participate in this is 233-1019. That is 233-1019. And the question is the cost of living really high? And before I do that, I'm going to mitigate the cost of living for some of you right now. And I'm going to do that by allowing you all to get a free lunch. How about that? They said there's no free lunches in life. Well, I'm going to give you a free lunch today. And to me, it rolls right into maybe this discussion as well. We have a promotion that's going to be coming up this Saturday. It's called the Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, and it's going to be at Camana Bay Harbor. And it's brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers. We want you to get there early to secure the best seats so you can see all the boats in the Cayman Islands that are beautifully decorated with Christmas lights to the theme of Christmas from around the world. And basically, the winning boat will win a grand $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboo. But we want you to capture the beautiful moment of Christmas. When you're here, you can do that by having a family picture. Here's the cost of living going down for you right now. You can have a family picture, Christmas picture, taken free of charge at the CTMH Doctors Hospital photo booth. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that'll save you some money, and everybody likes to send out those beautiful Christmas greeting cards with all of you. And if you want to save some money, you can go to the CTMH Doctors Hospital photo booth and get a picture absolutely free. This event will be televised from 6 to 8 p.m. on Cayman 27. Will also be streamed live on the website. And believe it or not, our wonderful station here, Rooster 101.9 FM, will be bringing and broadcasting it live as well. And of course, you know, it wouldn't be a holiday event without fireworks, which is proudly sponsored by Brit K, the Cayman 27 Parade of Lights. We want you to get there at 5 p.m. or tune in at 6 this Saturday, the 1st of December at Camana Bay. And one of the vendors that's going to be there is going to be Walk and Roll. Walk and Roll, ladies and gentlemen, is a Pan-Asian restaurant. It serves wonderful Asian cuisine. It's located in Regency Court on West Bay Road. It is open 7 days a week, and it opens from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. All right? Some of those questions are there for you. I would love to give this away because the cost of living to some of you, close to 80 persons just over the last 2 days, has posted it because we've touched on some of those discussions during some of our conversations and so forth. So it obviously is striking a nerve with the 5,000 people that actually follow us on a daily basis. So the number in the studios is 233-1019. I would like to give away a free gift certificate, yes, worth $25 to a lucky caller this morning. 233-1019, 233-1019. The questions is very, very, very easy. My West Bay was coming out of me just now. Very easy. I'm going to give a softball questions, but the number in the studios is 233-1019, 233-1019. If you would like to get a gift certificate to Walk and Roll, you can call right now, 233-1019, 233-1019, and we're going to be giving that away, and we're going to get into the discussions as well. Would you like to get a gift certificate to Walk and Roll? And you can take it anytime. You can go over in the morning at 11 a.m., or you can go straight at 11 p.m. and get dinner, if that's how late you're going to eat, how late you roll, or if you want to have a brunch anytime, 7 days a week. They open from 11 a.m. straight until 11 p.m. Number in the studios is 233-1019, 233-1019. I would love to give this away. Softball questions I'm going to be giving you because obviously I want to make somebody happy this Christmas as well. 233-1019, 233 if you would like to win a gift certificate to Walk and Roll. All right. And good morning, caller. How are you this morning? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, darling. Are you calling to see if you can win a gift certificate to Walk and Roll?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Yes, I do.
You ready? You got your game face on?
I hope so.
All right. You got your game voice ready? You shrugging your shoulders? Rub it all out. Get ready. I want you to get ready to rumble. All right?
All right.
All right, caller. Before we get in, do you think the cost of living in Cayman is high?
Well, it all depends on what you earn.
Ah, brilliant answer. Honestly, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. All right, caller. Here are some questions. I'm going to give you right now an opportunity to get $25 gift certificate to Walk and Roll. Now, can you tell me where Walk and Roll is located?
That is in West Bay Road.
repeat it one more time.
West Bay Road.
All right. Do you know which plaza they're located in?
Oh, is the Regency Court?
You got it. All right. You got it. Ding, 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 ding. Do you know how many days of the week that they're open?
7 days of the week.
Brilliant.
Monday to Sunday.
All right. Excellent. And do you know when they open and they close during those 7 days of the week?
11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Boy, man, you got it down. Jeez. All right, caller. What is happening that they're a sponsor of this weekend? What is happening down at Camana Bay on Saturday? Do you know?
Yes, it's the Parade of Light.
Wonderful,
1st
man.
of December.
You are a true champion. If I'm ever going to have a quiz game, I'm going to need to get your contact details and call you to be one of my actual reach out contacts or even my teammate. Caller, you just won yourself a gift certificate to Walk and Roll. I need you to hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take her details, but we're going to come back and we're going to be talking about the cost of living. We heard from Representative Kenneth Bryan. He's on watching us Facebook Live as well. And he's saying, yes, the cost of living is high. But caller, congratulations to you. Before you go, who made your winner this morning?
Cayman Crosstalk, Rooster 101.9.
Ding, you're the first person that got it right. You must listen on a daily basis. Congratulations. But you know, caller, since you've been listening, you know what you got to do. You can't win completely until you do a rooster crow. You ready? Go on.
It's a must. All right. Tell you what, Woody, I'll give it to you in a Latin taste. How is that?
Ooh, I love it. Yeah, I would love to hear that. Oh, anything Latin sounds always sexy. Come on.
There we go.
Excelente. Hold on. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to go and take a break right now, but we were going to come back. We're going to be talking cost of living. We got some statistics in front of us from the ESO as well. We're going to be touching on some of those issues. We would love for you to participate. The number in the studios is 233-1019, or you can post on our Facebook page, which is Cayman Crosstalk. Looking forward to all of it. We got some actually postings already on the back end. So we'll be right back after this short message.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
Business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
Brit K, where people come first.
Lunch lady of the past and lunch lady of the future.
We're dyeing our hair.
Yeah, now move it, George. I need the sun to cook the juices, and your head's making an eclipse.
I smell barbecue and hair. You must be done.
What color are you dyeing your hair?
We're putting red streaks in it.
Mom, can you talk to me before you start painting my kids?
Remember when you were 13 and you shaved your head? Now we're even.
I just need to know, whose side are you on?
This part's where the experiment really begins.
Thank you all very much for tuning in, letting us be part of your morning and part of your day. All right, the open mic segment, and we fielded several questions over the last several days. And the questions that we actually fielded, believe it or not, were pretty significant. We had close to I think it was about 387, and most of those were regarding cost of living. And just over the last couple of days, it's just comments. Talk about this. See if government can change these various different things. And some of the things that came through that we feel it was the cost of living. Is it really high? That's one of the questions. The other one was, should the minimum wage be removed from any and all forms of legislation, or should it be reinforced and the amount of minimum wage increased? I think they all kind of go hand in hand, as the last caller said as well. It depends on what you make. And also, is the public education system failing our next generation? And that is another discussion that we can have as well from all of that. And we got several different social media posts that came on from our WhatsApp as well. And a lot of people are now saying this morning that, yes, the cost of living is very high, especially if you only earn $6 an hour. And basically, if we just break it down, ladies and gentlemen, in the Cayman Islands, a gallon of milk on average is costing, and I'm just going to use an average here, is $5 for an average thing of milk. Now, that is a staple. And when we look at the customs duty imports on all dairy products, there is about 186 different items. I think it's probably a little bit more. They may have increased that list some more. But there's tons of things that are duty-free in this island. Milk and dairy products being one of those ones. And they're staples. And they're pretty high. And so a person will actually have to work for 1 hour, realistically, to really earn a gallon of milk. And here are some stats that we found as well. The average person in the Cayman Islands, from the ESO, according to them, the average mean income, which shows that maybe one has to wonder whether or not the statistics are just for all working force and so forth, is that the average mean income is about $40,000. That's the average mean income. So when we're looking at those kind of values, and I wonder whether or not that income, and it does not state whether or not that is first salary or whether or not that is, net salary. And what I mean by that, you can have a gross salary of $40,000, but you got to pay the 5% out for pension. Then you got to also pay health insurance costs out of that, your contribution. If you do not have a fringe benefit with your employer, that is going to pay for some of those costs as well. So when we're looking at basically $40,000 divided by 12, we're looking at $3,300 a month. Now, if you're making $6 an hour in the Cayman Islands and you work by the normal standard work week, which is 40 hours, that's $240 a week. And you times that 4.2. 4.2 is the average week of a month. That would give the average person $1,008 a month that it will gross on all of that. The stats that we then pulled off, ladies and gentlemen, for health insurance, because the law makes it mandatory that everybody has to carry health insurance. The cheapest health insurance that we can find out there right now, if you're looking at the SHIC program, I would like another word for that, but I'll probably get sued. It sounds very similar to what it is, but that program runs on average about $156 that we've done in our research. And so if you got to pay then half of that as well, and let's just say that's just an average that the employer will do. Now if you're looking at $150, now ladies and gentlemen, you got to take that out. 5% is going to go out from pensions and so forth. The dime is slowly whittling down. What do we do with that? Is it to the caller's point, the last caller's point? Is it whom is making the money finding it hard and difficult? Is there a large segment of society that is finding it hard and difficult? Or is it the larger society that thinks it's okay? I guess it's all relative of how much you're earning. 233-1019 is the in-studio number, sponsored by Superior Auto. Let's just go to the phone lines right now. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning,
I'm calling
ma'am.
from Cayman Brack.
Oh, good morning.
How are you this morning?
Very good, ma'am. Thank you very much for calling in from the Brack.
Yes, I'd like that you were talking about the cost of living. Well, in Cayman Brack, of course, it's much higher than what it is in Grand Cayman for food stuff.
And for gasoline.
And I know that I bought some milk yesterday, and that came up to about $9 per gallon.
What?
For milk, yeah.
Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I got to ask you one more time. $9 a gallon of milk?
Yes, $3.25, and the week before that, the half a gallon was $4.25. The week before that, the half gallon was, I think, $4.65 or something like that. Yeah, yeah. And cheese is very expensive, $6 something. You can't get anything less. All the dairy products are very expensive. And I don't know why, because as you're saying, there's no import duty on these products.
And the thing with it is, not only with Cayman Brack is given special concession when it comes to gasoline.
They're not getting it because the gasoline is $5 and $5.15 per gallon, I think it is.
My goodness gracious! Wow.
Yeah, so it's much more costly to live in Cayman Brack than it is in Grand Cayman for food. I don't know about the other. I mean, it is like rents and so on, but I know the food for a fact.
Well,
I'm
kind of curious. I mean, now that we're talking about that in terms of the food cost, because obviously you need food to survive.
Yes,
but then the next aspect of it is housing. Now, caller, if you may not know, but could you take a wild shot in the dark and say what you roughly think, for example, like rent would be for maybe a room, maybe a one-bedroom apartment or two-bedroom apartment? Do you have any idea of what is that down in the Cayman Brack?
I think it's around $800 a month for like a one-bedroom apartment. And now just a one room, I don't know, that would probably be $400 or so. But the housing is not, I mean, renting a place is not as expensive as it is in Cayman.
Okay.
But the food is definitely a thing that, and we can't do without food and water.
You're right.
And even the bottled water that we buy here for drinking purposes, we pay like $1.99 at one store, and then the other one is $2.09, I think that is, per gallon. And in Cayman, I know you can get it for $1.49 or $1.59 there at Foster's and places like that. So
wow.
You see, we are definitely paying much more. And when it comes to salaries, I don't know about the salaries because I'm a retired person.
Right.
I don't know exactly what the salaries are like here to compensate for this high cost of living.
My goodness.
We're in a terrible situation here. And I mean, there's a lot of people that really just cannot afford. I don't know how they feed their children. Every time I go to the store, I know how much my bill comes to, and it's only two. It's only me and my daughter. And when I pay my bill, I wonder, I say, how does people feed 4 and 5 children? It just blows my mind. I can't figure it out. And I know for a fact that they have to pay extra shipping from Grand Cayman to here, on the barge that comes up on a weekly basis. But even so, government should step in and try to do something about this situation because it's out of order. That's my opinion.
I really appreciate you bringing in the Cayman Brack context because...
Yeah, because nobody talks about Cayman Brack. Seems like everybody is satisfied. Maybe I'm the only one that is speaking for them. And I have no children to take care of. It's only me, and I'm an older person.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And my daughter is a senior citizen also.
Well, caller, I'm glad that you called in this morning because obviously something needs to be... We need to look at this issue because
we need to look at this Cayman Brack situation.
Yeah, well, the whole entire Cayman, because I tell you the truth, it's not much different down here because if it's offset over there by food, it's then counterbalanced over here by high rents.
Yes, quite true. Something else,
Exactly. So it needs to be really looked on. But thank you very much.
Oh, definitely. The government needs to look into the food and the cost of living situation in general, right?
All right.
They definitely need to do that. I hope that they'll think about it come in the new year because the end of the year is here now, and nothing much will be gotten done during this time, Christmas time. Everything goes to a standstill.
I agree.
But hopefully in January they'll look into it.
All
All right,
caller.
thank you.
Thank you
Woody,
very
you
much
have a
for
wonderful day
participating.
now.
You do too. Thank you
God
very
bless
much.
you.
Too,
Bye-bye.
ma'am. Bye-bye. Got another caller online. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. The floor is yours.
Thank you. In regards to the cost of living here in Cayman, Mr. Woody, I buy that Cobra Jack cheese, like the block cheese, and it's normally $2.99. Various grocery stores that are no one chain. I guess you put two and two together. And I went to another grocery store because the other one didn't have it at the location I was at. So I went to another grocery store, another owner, and I paid them $4.89 for the cheese. And the regular store normally gets this from it's $2.99. I think that is ridiculous for the same block of cheese. You follow me?
I'm following you. I mean, you see the difficulty that I have. The difficulty I have with how Cayman operates is that, and I'm just going to be frank with it. I'm a free market person, and I believe that the markets will actually not necessarily level themselves out. You need some sort of government regulation because I said countless times that people are people. We're inherently not the greatest people, not the greatest things in this world. Some of us can be selfish, mean, and greedy. In fact, greediness is what makes the world go around. And I say that to say this. You don't get up in the morning to go farming and break your back and sweat just for the love of it and just saying, I'm going to do it. You're going to do it because you want your family to be better and you want to provide for them. That's a sense of got to do something. So everybody has that momentum to move the works forward. But caller, to your point, we don't have any government regulation. And the last thing I want to do is to have any kind of government regulations coming in. But we should have a consumer protection element on all of us in the Cayman Islands. And what are your thoughts on that in terms of legislation? Because in terms of not necessarily governing cost per se of normal food staples and so forth, which the most of them, you'll be surprised, salt beef and pork and stuff like that is duty free, you know. I'm looking the list up, and I'm going to give it to all of you again. I posted it some time back, but there's a ton of things that are duty-free in the Cayman Islands. You know, beef navel, which is salt beef. You know, a lot of those things are duty-free. So I'm just wondering, what do you think? What do you think needs to be done?
Well, what I can't understand what is that we know we have to depend on the rest of the world for all our goods to come into the Cayman Island by air or by the boats, right? And I know that when they say years gone by that the bigger boat these people purchase, the better discount they get. I don't know what's taking place there. I don't know. But when you sit down and you can see that certain things are duty free, and then when you go to the grocery store, that costs more than some other item in the store when it's coming duty free. It's just like the perfume stores. They say they're duty free, but then I bought the perfume is $80 CI. I don't understand how you can put these signs of saying they're duty free when you pay that kind of price for an item. You know, I know they got they make their money, and I'm quite sure they're getting their stuff in bulk rate. And I don't know if it's because of the charge at the port that is making everybody jack up their prices in the grocery store.
I can guarantee you, and I say it that way, the port has not changed and has not increased any charges per TEU. That's the container that's coming in for the longest period of time. And I doubt that they have done that recently. And the reason for that being is that I can tell you when I had the great privilege of sitting on that Port Authority board with some wonderful people, the one thing that it was presented by not by the administration, not by government, but by those that are administering the Port Authority. We need to increase more fees. It would going to retard the whole entire forward momentum of the economy, because as you probably pointed out earlier in just your inference, that one dime on one end can equate about 70 cents on another. And that is something that I can tell you that the port has done their darndest to make sure that there's no increase on any kind of fees going across that threshold.
Okay.
I'm very confident of that.
They said that we're free enterprise, that we can put in a price that we want on our goods here in Ireland. Is that so?
Yes, ma'am. There's no government restriction at all. The government was the government. You see, what the government has done, caller, is that they have given a great amount of things, especially food items, that are duty free, with hopes that it will be passed on to the consumer. But here's some of the crazy things that has happened within this island. The government reduced the fuel on electricity, okay? And then soon after, 3 months, less than 3 months after, that supplier went to Ofreg and requested an increase in fees. So whatever fees that were there before, which should have offset the cost, which should have then lowered the cost of living, was increased that much more. So eating away at whatever savings that there was.
I can tell you right now, it's going to be war in Cayman in time to come, because people can't take care of their families. The prices are going sky high in the gasoline, the groceries, and parts for your vehicles, and everybody's adding increase here and there, and salaries is not going anywhere. They think 5% or $6 an hour to individual is a lot of money to be living on such a small, beautiful island that we so call a tourism attraction to so many visitors per year. Mm-hmm. And this is the way that we are being treated here. We have to live here. We have nowhere to go. We got people here who is making money, and it values so much back in their country. If that's the case, then I understand that government had did something at the money send-off place. They had to pay some tax or other, whatever it may be. I'm not fully sure. Well, need to go and increase on that, because those average people, they're just spending the minimum here, and they build up their own country. Mm-hmm. And then we that are left behind here got to pay for that loaf of bread or that block of cheese, or we don't eat. It is ridiculous. But what do you know what I want to run by you for a second?
Yes, ma'am.
I had a visitor at the hotel some weeks ago, and she said that her when she booked her hotel, the total cost for the few days she was going to be here was for $695, right?
How many days was she here?
She was here from Tuesday to Sunday. I took her back Sunday to the airport. So she said that when she booked the hotel, the total would be $695. So she got all excited and so forth. That was great. Understand? Mm-hmm. But you say as she got into the hotel, every day something is adding. So she said she couldn't figure out what was going down. So she went and asked them, why is this $50 being added to her on a daily basis? They say that's paid tax. That was tax that she had to pay on a daily basis while she was there. And she also had to pay a service charge. And so she had to pay another charge, of 3% for food. She said that was no problem. But what she did was not had no plans on, and didn't budget herself for was this additional of $50 being added to her account every day.
Wow. Jeez. Well, I guess that's where government is raking in the added benefits. But caller, thank you very much for sharing. And I got others on the line as well. And I'm going to read out some duty-free items for all of you. And you all tell me what you think of all of these items as well. When I come right back, I got to go and take a couple of breaks right now.
More of K-Man Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on K-Man 27 is next.
The countdown is on for K-Man 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss K-Man's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Brought to you by Camana Bay.
Caymanian owned and operated since 1967. Paramount Carpets is a full-service operation beginning with material selection to the installation of finished products, as well as providing maintenance, service, and takes great pride in the quality of their work, making every effort to exceed customer expectations. Contact us today at 345-949-5000 or visit us at 317 Industrial Park, North Sound Road. Paramount Carpets. We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor.
Have you had your Tortuga moment today? Come by Tortuga Fine Wine and Spirits for all your liquor needs and taste the world-famous Tortuga rum and rum cake. Always delicious and baked fresh daily in the captivating Cayman Islands. With ongoing renovations at the airport, we invite you to shop our stores and buy before you fly. Relive the Cayman Islands in every bite.
Mobil One The Grid is your VIP pass behind the scenes across the world of motorsport.
You're going to see that aggression start from the Daytona 500 all the way up until the end of the year.
I feel for the guys. Driving past as close as I can, as fast as I can.
A great win. Porsche win Le Mans.
It's wall-to-wall action. There's no room for error.
These trucks will jump 15, 20 feet in the air.
Very much for tuning in. Let us be part of your morning part today. And I got a couple of callers online, and I just want to just let them know that I'm going to have a shorter segment here because we went over just a little bit over there, and we got to pay some bills and have some of our clients be serviced. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning?
Good morning. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say to my friend, the last caller, and I know who she is, and I call no name, but I'll tell her what she paying for is on that cheese is the brand. I know she says she do like EGA or IGA or whatever, but she got to change because I buy the same cheese, but I refuse to pay. She paying for the name Kraft. She got to change the Essential or IGA because to me, some things you're most paying for brand. And I know some things tastes a bit different, but I've tried them all. And to me, the IGA and the Essential Colby cheese don't taste no different than the Kraft, but you're paying for that name Kraft. And one more thing I'll tell you, the lady from Cayman Brac, I agree with what she said because we have a friend in Tampa that is next door neighbor to my daughter. And he tell me, because I said to him, why did you choose to come over here from Cayman to live? And this is about 3 years ago, and the cost of living gone up a lot since then. And he told us, and he's from the Brac, he said in order for him to be able to afford to drink milk, he had to move to Florida. So I know where she's coming from, because in 3 years ago it was expensive over there, so you imagine what it is now. And I, for one, cost of living is high because I notice his prices, and I got called the supermarket name, but I shop most of every Saturday. And from 1 week to the next, 3 items, not one, but 3 items that I used to buy went up. It's only by 10 cents, but it counts. So every week that you go out there, and then another one, another item that I used to buy, they put a whole dollar on that one. So it is high, and I always say that, and it's only me and my husband and my son, and I wonder how people that now getting what he getting as a pension can make it in the silent cut really tough for us too.
Right. Well, I appreciate you calling in, and when we come back, I'm going to read out all of the duty-free items that I received from Customs, and we can talk about that and see where we go and how do we handle these issues.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure, we're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
Champion House Restaurant, serving Cayman for over 30 years. Start your day off right with our breakfast, fruits, pastries, hot cereals, entree, and so much more. Stop by for lunch. Our buffet offers salad, soup, entrees, and desserts. Check out our website for details on our new dinner menu. And don't forget about catering. We can customize any menu to suit your needs. Champion House Restaurant, where the islanders dine.
This week on Nashville Insider, find out which of your favorite artists are nominated for the 52nd Annual CMA Awards. Then, Dan and Shay toast to their latest #1 hit, Tequila, and give a big thanks to fans. We chat with the stars of Beautifully Broken. They're on the red carpet for the film's big premiere. And does this face look familiar? We'll talk to funny man Cletus T. Judd as he makes his country music comeback.
And I'm Doug Dodds. Here's today's top stories from the K-Man 27 newsroom. After years of waiting, it appears OTEC K-Man has hit another snag. This is K-Man's energy regulator says the rate being proposed for the project was too high for consumers. The issue was raised by East End MLA Artie McLean as he put the heat on Offreg in the Legislative Assembly last Thursday. Offreg Executive Director for Energy Craig Anderson says that while the project is good on paper, the cost to consumers is not economical. However, the project has not been rejected outright. OTEC K-Man has proposed building a floating power platform off the North Shore with an aim at creating steam-generated electricity. Mr. Anderson says Offreg is committed to reviewing alternative energy sources for K-Man. In other news today, K-Man National Corporation is refuting claims that a second purchase offer has emerged for its shares. In a statement issued on Monday night, CNC says the Republic Bank Trinidad offer is the only offer on the table for shareholders to consider. The Barbados-based bank is seeking to acquire more than 75% of CNC. Republic has extended its share offer deadline to next week, Friday. Meanwhile, Republic Bank announced that it has acquired Scotiabank's Eastern Caribbean operations to the tune of $123 million. The Scotiabank assets also include Guyana and St. Martin. Cayman's Scotiabank operations are not impacted in that sale. And finally, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has lifted consumer advisories recommending that public avoid eating romaine lettuce. The FDA says products that have been harvested after the November 20th advisory date and those that do not come from Northern and Central California are safe to consume. They recommend that products should now be labeled to show where they're from along with their date of harvest. For Hurley's Media, I'm Doug Dodds. Have a great day.
Be a part of the conversation on K-Man Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019. Or message us on the K-Man Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to K-Man Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on K-Man 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in, letting us be part of your morning. We have an open mic segment here. And if you don't know the number, it's 233-1019, 233-1019. We're kind of fielding some questions and some concerns that over the last couple of days that kind of been brushed on. And people wanting us to discuss it. The cost of living, is it really high in the Cayman Islands? And we're hearing various different perspectives from different people from the BRAC, as well in terms of the cost of goods over in the BRAC compared to what it is here. And we also heard from some consumers here as well regarding some cheese and whatnot. And I can say to all of you, if you have your issues and so forth, if you just say things in general, and if you have a specific complaint or something else of that nature, WhatsApp me. And you can WhatsApp me privately because I don't want to castigate any one party, one person, or anything of that nature. We're here to talk about solutions and also express yourselves as well. But we want to get into the name calling, into the degradation of businesses or people. But if you have an issue that you want and you have a picture that you have frustrated you, send it to the WhatsApp part of it, which is 324-1019, 324-1019. I will then take that and I will forward that over to the appropriate parties whether or not they're from representing the food industry, from the customs, whatever it may be, I will forward that over to them as well. I just want to set those ground rules. Remember, the number in the studios is 233-1019, 233-1019. All the lines are lit. And I am going to read out basically a little later in the program as well what I received from customs as duty-free items in the Cayman Islands. I'm going to go to the first one first. Good morning, caller.
Hello?
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for holding on.
Yeah, good morning, Woody. How you doing?
I'm very good, sir.
This is Jordan. I wanted to come on with you this morning, but you know how things go, but doesn't mean I'm not listening to you.
Yes, sir.
There are quite a few ways of improving Cayman's economy when it comes to how our cost of living is set up and how to make it easier for the consumers and such. We have to start getting out of this very old and archaic mentality when it comes to such things like gambling and things like that, because Cayman is progressing at a very high rate of speed and becoming more and more popular by the years, month, day.
But how is cost of living going to be decreased by opening up casinos and gambling?
Because what seems to be happening is that government is giving every other foreigner that comes here exemptions on everything else that they have to compensate by giving us higher duty fees, and might as well call it taxation at that point. Whereas if the country now has a higher revenue source, they can now truly afford to lower the cost of living for all the citizens inside of it, because now they're not bleeding money.
I don't mean to disagree with you, caller, but that is very skewed perspective, because that's not going to work. Right now, let's set the foundation to where we are right now. There are, for example, duty concessions on electricity. That doesn't make the electricity provide us any little bit better. It doesn't bring the fees down. In fact, the fees came down and went starting back up very quickly thereafter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read some things to you what government has done for all of us here in the Cayman Islands. So having a casino is not going to help anybody but the casino owners, because the favors are always against the house. Here are some of the things that are duty-free. Chicken, poultry carcasses and parts, fresh, chilled, frozen, but not cooked, duty-free. Salt beef is duty-free. We got milk, cream, fresh, preserved, concentrated or not, duty-free. Butter, cheese. We got onions, scallions, Irish potatoes, peas, beans, coffee, fresh ground or otherwise prepared, tea and tea concentrates, cocoa and drinking chocolates, greens, natural, husk or even broken, but not further prepared. We got macaroni, spaghetti, raw, whether or not packaged or even or not. We got seeds for propagation, which is for, obviously, that you buy at the stores. We got lard, margarine, beef, beet cane sugar. Sugar is duty-free. Beet and cane sugar refined. And the list can go on and on.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, bear in mind, too, that I'm not saying to be put all this solely on that industry that I was just mentioning. The long and short of it is that we're constantly bleeding money on both the front and internally. The thing is that we don't have proper regulations. Like it's all fine and well to say that they're there, but if no one enforces them, that's where the real issue comes in. Like you said, that's a lot of items that are.
Well, that's just a quarter of it. I can't read them all. It would just take the whole entire segment.
Yeah, but no one's enforcing them, so the supermarkets get to run wild with whatever they feel like doing, because no one is ensuring that now the government has subsidized for you. It's now your obligation to make sure that the consumers and the customers of Cayman Islands and the residents and such benefit off of that, right? Remind me again the name of the company here. It's in my mind that it's supposed to maintain all this stuff.
Sorry?
Remind me the Off-Reg, or that controls a lot.
Off-Reg's supposed to regulate all utilities: water, electricity, fuel.
So now
telephony.
So now it's fair to say that we don't have anyone to control that aspect of it when it comes to produce and such, when it goes to supermarkets, the necessities for life, really, right?
Yeah, we don't have, and when it comes to other consumer products, we don't really have any kind of regulation.
Yeah. So you see where the issue lies is that there's no one to oversee what all of these supermarkets and distributors are doing, so they can kind of tax you however they feel like, because who's going to tell them no, right? Now that's just to coincide with what I was mentioning earlier. But there are multiple avenues of doing it, and as the politicians that we elect, they're really not. It's one thing to work on a lot of big issues, but it's a whole other thing to start at home and fix all the smaller things, because you can't expect to build a house without a good foundation, right? It'll just get washed away.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how you started off saying that casinos is going to offset and stop the bleeding.
That was just one aspect. I wasn't saying that we put all our hopes on that like such. That's just one aspect. I wasn't trying to say that's what we are.
So are you proposing that then we have regulating of prices and regulating of the market, and that we don't have a free market enterprise?
No. Not we don't.
Well, that's what it is. To me, a free market enterprise, caller, is a place where the consumer themselves will actually start regulating the market. If, for example, supermarket X is charging me X amount, well, then I'm going to go over to supermarket Y. Simply for that. What you'd pay for is convenience. So if you want to go to a convenience store, i.e., a gas station convenience store, yeah, you're going to pay more for it because you're paying for convenience. But if you want to really be prudent and be thought about it, the markets can change certain things, but we're not willing to do that in the Cayman Islands.
Exactly.
We're not willing to sit down in our cars and do what we call a non-drive out day or a week to protest against the high fuel prices in the Cayman Islands, which is absolutely ridiculous. We're paying the same prices we're paying now when it was $148.76 a flipping barrel. But nobody's saying a thing about it. No one is saying a dang thing about it. But yet I get and then I get the feedbacks from the powers that be saying, well, you don't realize the cost of bringing it in. Bull crap. I don't agree with that. When their own report last year clearly stated that we were being charged $1.80 more per gallon than we were in any other jurisdiction. But we sit here as a community. We sit here as a people and we complain about it, but we don't do nothing about it.
Exactly.
So no matter how you change the foundation of doing things, it will continue being the same if you do not have a consumer base that is being willing to be active and being their own advocate to saying, look, this is where we're at. Plain and simple. You can bring all the casinos you want. You can bring all of these things you want. I'm going to give you a good idea of where I see things. And the statistics are there and the stats are there, and everyone can talk about it if you want. We pay more than the average private school individual pays, say for one institution that's located here along in the 7 Mile Beach corridor. As a government, for primary school, for all public schools students, we pay more per head for child than the average private school charges per annum. But yet, the results and the outputs are that much more greater. People can use all excuses. Oh, we have learning issues. Then they can pick and choose who they want. That's not necessarily true. The school where I go to, my son, they have learning. Not that he's part of it, but they assess them, see whether or not they need extra care and extra vigilance. The point is that we have a topsy-turvy. We have a top-heavy administration, and what goes into the ground component is not that great. So no matter how it is, it's the administration aspect of it. We need to look at things differently. We need to look at how we do business differently. And we need to be our own advocates. If you go to the doctor and you're ignorant to all of it, that's your fault. Do research. Do how you do things. And there's no complaint. We now have a connected world that can tell you what the prices are. All of these supermarkets tell you what the great deals are on a Wednesday or on a Tuesday or on a Thursday. Go and get them. If you want ribeye, prime ribs, Angus, black Angus steak, and my favorite part is obviously, the ribeye aspect of it. I don't expect to pay $6.50 for a shank price. I'm going to pay me $14.50, $15 for that because that's what I want. But don't expect the supermarket to give you those prices at the low rate. So we have to be consumer advocates. Caller, I got to go. I got others on the line, but thank you very much for calling in. I got to go pay some bills, man. Thank you. Hope to have you in the studios again.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Jordan Telford. I'm the master distiller for Tortuga Rum Company. I'm a born Caymanian, and I'm very proud to say that I'm producing an exceptional quality rum that's completely handmade, start to finish, distilled, bottled, and blended right here in Grand Cayman for Tortuga Rum Company.
We dance them flavor with a beat. Holy pastas, yeah, we acting on the street. Young, middle age, or old, move your feet. When bass, if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable, look for the label.
Flavor we are fair because the spice is clearing. Flavor with a beat, no other brand than near we.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
Dynafroze, Dragon's Revenge. One day, 4 boys from the future traveled back millions of years through time.
Once upon a time, deep under the sea, there lived a kind and clever little turtle named Tula.
Citizens of Lotus Valley, the hour is upon us. Our way of life is being dramatically threatened. You, the Alliance, are the last hope of freedom and the
Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019. Or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in to Cayman Crosstalk. Number in the studios is 233-1019, 233-1019. And we got some social media that came through as well, showing and demonstrating. Someone saying, this is the reason why I will never move back to Cayman. A 24-pack of Pampers for only $10.39. And it's kind of sad that we're losing people to that because of cost of living and driving certain segments of our community away. It's kind of sad to see that, but thank you all very much for sending those things as well. That was taken in Florida. Good morning. Hello, caller.
Yes, good morning. I'm on the air.
Yes, you are.
Okay, good morning to everyone. I would suggest, and I don't know if you would agree or not, concerning the duty-free items. My belief is the duty-free never passed on, so it to me it don't make sense. It would be better if make everything dutiable and drop the rate from 20 to 15 or something, and then because the merchants never go through the list and it takes off what duty-free and what not. They charge 20% across the board. So that's why duty-free, it don't happen. The people don't happen the shops. I know in the BRAC they're changing the gasoline. The gasoline in the BRAC is more than Grand Cayman.
Yeah,
and they only pay 12.5 cents. Do this to government here. We Cayman pay 75 cents. So it never passed on. You know, that's one of the big problems. It's better to have a lower rate and everything dutable. Then they may be charged across the board at 14, 15% or whatever it may be.
Right. You know, caller, here's something to your point. Here's something to your point. Someone just wrote in, and this is a vendor. This is a merchant that has been a merchant in Cayman, and I believe for the better part of maybe 2.5 decades, easy. Here's what he wrote. Do you know that customs can set their own rates of what a legitimate dealer can obtain from the manufacturer? I.e., the manufacturer legitimately could give and will give dealers up to a 50% discount off the manufacturer's suggested retail price. But according to our customs department, you're only allowed 20%. Therefore, you must pay duty on the remaining 30% of the discount that you received. In my opinion, this is downright stealing, and they have been provided with legitimate evidence of the cost from both the manufacturer and the dealer. So those are some of the things that that you know is really bothering me, is that those things are there. And some people are asking me to post the duty-free items. They're set in a Excel format. We're going to try to copy them out from the Excel format, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to be posting them on our Facebook page again. We're having a little difficulty converting that right now. But caller, thank you very much for those suggestions as well.
My opinion is because one merchant actually told me that he's not going to have time to go through his list and see what's duty-free and what's not duty-free, so he charged 20% across the board.
Yeah,
it's my point is if we had say 15%, he may charge 15% across the board, and things would be cheaper because now it's not passed on.
Well,
I don't think any of them goes through their list and say this duty free, so I don't know how to charge extra 20% duties or nothing. I don't think any of them goes through to all that problem. They just charge the 20% right across the board for everything.
Right.
Duty free, to my opinion, is not passed on to the consumers.
Okay. Appreciate it. No, I don't see no fault in your argument because it's not passed on. You might as well just charge it anyhow. All right. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning? Hello. All right. Didn't hold on. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning? Good morning, caller.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, well, good. But accident. Everything. My predicament. In fever yesterday. Good to go. Let's move on in my life. Good to go. Perfect. What my contribution today, right? The cost of living, right? For left, if I, right? And but it's not much now. But I tell it there a bit, evaporates increase. We have the market profit, right? It's on about 9 weeks now, right? And my formula was right, inexpensive, right? Especially right. Say for instance, I'm a vitamin man now. So sometimes I hype up energetic, right? The vitamin like 300% profit increase, right? And what different left? The remittance of monies, that means that I pull back in that go overseas, that need come back. The taxpayers' purse, really too left. Right? That being negative there, no, or not, but really too left. But some of that monies, they come out here, and I hear the other day, they talk about export, the import vehicles, right? They need to go on public transport. They feel away. Whatever the traffic commute is out of hand. It's out of hand. You know what you're saying, right? Whatever.
I'm listening to every word you're saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, right? And look, yeah, it's out of hand, traffic. Before sunrise, you get out of hand. And go to sunset, you out of hand. The traffic commute. Is what it and keep in mind the Brexit thing. That's next scenario, you know. You don't scapegoat on it now. Next scenario. Look into it good. You know, because you know the beds that back stop thing now. They're stalling up now. You know? So what are they let me what you sound look with that?
Say that again?
It's a you sound look, right? I help them now. And the produce expensive came on. Produce and vegetables. Fruits, they're expensive more. Reason for that. And detergents and them, you know, expensive. Well, one at a time, you can't even buy fresh rate, yeah? And people dropping out like flies, left, right, and center. But you know, to eat healthy and maintain. I know next year, my year, you know, and I expect you tell me I'm a 34th birthday. Two of your friends, right? I expect you for that now. Then I fly my head now. I expect you for that, whatever. All right, more time.
Okay, man. Thank you very much, caller. I really appreciate it, Rambo. And you know, the thing with it is, those prices and what came through was from the WhatsApp is actually someone, a Caymanian that moved to the UK. And I've received here, sadly, a lot of young Caymanians that have moved to the United Kingdom. And we're losing, I guess you would call it, not only a brain drain, but we're losing a culture drain as well. And we need to really sit down and start thinking and looking at these things logically. And I said it to the off-rig individuals while they were in the studios, and hopefully we'll have them back again, is that they need to be a little bit more cognizant, because here's what happened in the summer, which is the slowest time of year for everyone. And we all know that tourism carries a great deal of our economy. And so if that's the offset period and that's a soft period, here's what happened and almost a span of 2 months right after each other, we had electricity increase. We had water increase from Water Authority, something that hasn't been done in a little while. We had fuel increase. We have increases of all consumable products to that nature. And where do you think that's going to happen? When you got high costs of fueling, don't you think that's going to be trucking down? The trucks that move those from the dock, from the CDC, I can tell you that your Port Authority, I can't talk right now, but I can tell you your Port Authority for the last 4 years thereabouts did everything they could to make sure that there will be no cost of goods on this island of increase. They are still doing with what they're doing, being very efficient. We got some great men and women that work for the Port Authority. They've been working much more efficiently. And I can tell you proudly, I've had statistics, even from Florida, Port Everglades, which is one of the major ports that we get goods out of. I can tell you categorically, visiting with some of the major shippers to this island, is that the Cayman Islands, statistically, we are one of the most efficient professional ports there is. We are competing, ladies and gentlemen, against the port of Miami, Everglades, all of those ones in terms of our efficiency. So we got some great men and women that work for the port. And this Port Authority, the past Port Authority that was a part of, made certain that there was not going to be any increases at all, but do things smarter, not harder. And so those are the things. I'm working on trying to copy for all of you the duty-free items as well, so you can see what it is. When I come back, I'm going to read a little bit more of what is duty-free. We got some more social media that came through, some more thoughts as well. And like I said, another person from the UK, a different individual that has moved, that's listening to us over there, said that they're not coming back to Cayman as well, simply because the cost of living, they can eat a lot better there. Life is a lot easier, and food is certainly a lot cheaper.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Heat resistant, scratch resistant, stain resistant, functional and durable. Paramount Carpets brings you the beauty of granite like no one else. Choose from a large selection of quality granite from Italy and Brazil. Paramount Carpets guarantees on-time delivery and professional installation. Granite, from the earth to your home.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
The countdown is on for Cayman 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss Cayman's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited.
Fresh fir Christmas trees are on their way to Hurley's. Our containers arrive from the forests of Quebec on November the 24th. These fresh, fragrant balsam firs won't last long. If you plan on having a tree in your home, order yours today. There's a shortage of trees coming to the island this year. Make sure your family has a green Christmas. Order your tree today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's, get fresh trees with us.
Fresh at Hurley's.
The countdown is on for Cayman 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss Cayman's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Brought to you by Pro Yacht. Years of waiting, it appears OTEC Cayman has hit another snag. This is Cayman's energy regulator says the rate being proposed for the project was too high for consumers. The issue was raised by East End MLA Artie McLean as he put the heat on OFREG in the Legislative Assembly last Thursday. OFREG Executive Director for Energy Craig Anderson says that while the project is good on paper, the cost to consumers is not economical. However, the project has not been rejected outright. OTEC Cayman has proposed building a floating power platform off the North Shore with an aim at creating steam-generated electricity. Mr. Anderson says OFREG is committed to reviewing alternative energy sources for Cayman. In other news today, Cayman National Corporation is refuting claims that a second purchase offer has emerged for its shares. In a statement issued on Monday night, CNC says the Republic Bank Trinidad offer is the only offer on the table for shareholders to consider. The Barbados-based bank is seeking to acquire more than 75% of CNC. Republic has extended its share offer deadline to next week, Friday. Meanwhile, Republic Bank announced that it has acquired Scotiabank's Eastern Caribbean operations to the tune of $123 million. The Scotiabank assets also include Guyana and St. Martin. Cayman's Scotiabank operations are not impacted in that sale. And finally, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has lifted consumer advisories recommending that public avoid eating romaine lettuce. The FDA says products that have been harvested after the November 20th advisory date and those that do not come from Northern and Central California are safe to consume. They recommend that products should now be labeled to show where they're from along with their date of harvest. For Hurley's Media, I'm Doug Dodds. Have a great day.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in and letting us be part of your morning and part of your day. I just got a little report saying that a fire alarm went off at HSA's hospital, but it was just simply a false alarm, so all of you don't panic too much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I got some things that came through as well, and if you're just tuning in right now, we got a lot of people that were just over the last couple of days just posting to our social media forums about the cost of living, and that is becoming quite unbearable. And we got some, I certainly believe that there are solutions here in the Cayman Islands, to be honest with you. We just need to sit down and listen and reason together. And so I just want to sincerely thank all of you for doing that. Number in the studios is 233-1019, 233-1019. Here's what an individual wrote. Says, port charges, full fees in both directions to the sister islands, plus shipping costs for containers to the sister islands are expensive for the round trip. I can say to that caller, you're absolutely correct. It is something that has vexed me. I'm not going to lie to no one for a long period of time. But the Port Authority, I can tell you, to that end, if you look into the operational cost of it, Port Authority does a great deal, both here in Kimmerbrook. If you look at the fees that are being charged there, especially goods and so forth as coming on, Port Authority, both the Brock and Grand, do tremendous things to make sure that that is mitigated as less as possible. I can guarantee you that if you just simply read and go to the Port Authority minutes and look at their operation budget, look at the budget and the audit reports and so forth, I can tell you during the 4-year time that I was fortunate enough to sit on the Port Authority board and several times being acting chairman, I can tell you those were some of the things that came across, and I can speak with that with a great authority. Here's something that came through as well. From another Caymanian, we had 3 now Caymanians that are listening overseas. And I tell you, I'm not going to lie to no one. It's kind of taking me back a little bit. It says, I was a single mother to 3 children, and I had to leave Cayman because I couldn't afford to house myself and my children. Keep in mind, I had a decent paying job where I made $40,000 a year. We heard that earlier, that's the mean income in the Cayman Islands. The cost of living was just too high. So I moved to Canada, and I was able to have a very nice apartment, send my children to school, take vacations, and still have money with a salary that was half of what I made in Cayman. Cayman let me down. It is my home and where my heart is. And I had to leave my home to give my kids the best life I could. To me, those things are, that's 3 Caymanians that are living overseas, 2 in England and 1 in Canada. All very similar stories as well. Here's another thing that came through social media-wise. Just so you know, I am fighting this with them. As of today is 1 week since my goods arrived. And would you know that they have accepted invoices from the supplier previously? But the reason is that they are saying it is the supplier not showing the discount on the invoice, even though the supplier has provided them with proof of cost down to my canceled check. Well, Poster, I can tell you, another local merchant called in and said the same thing as well, is that if it's not even, they're not even accepting, and some of them have the discretion and not accept, if it doesn't say invoice on the top of it, if it just said bill of sale, they will not accept it. And to one local merchant and businessman, small businessman point last week, is that he couldn't tell his vendor to change the template and the layout of their invoicing. If it said bill of sale, it's a bill of sale. To him, it was an invoice. But those are the things that I will pass on to those at Customs. And I must say, Customs Department have been very, very helpful, have been accepting of a lot of my calls and a lot of my forwardings to them. And several different people that we heard the other day that were helped and assisted in that way. And if you have an issue, simply email them and outlining what the issue is and see whether or not it can get resolved. I can tell you the Collector Customs certainly wants to have the experience to be a positive one with the Customs Department, and he's doing everything he can to make sure that his staff is going to be reflecting of that as well, because obviously business needs to carry on, and we need to have a good free market to all of that end. And here's some things I've been asked. I'm trying to copy this, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, it's not copying from my mobile device, so when I get some opportunity and I get a desktop, I will copy the duty-free items. But people are asking me to list some more of the duty-free items that are on the break list here. Milk and cream, fresh preserved, concentrated or not. Butter, natural, fresh and salted. Cheese, onions, shallots, Irish potatoes, peas and beans, and whether or not they're dried. Coffee, fresh and ground and otherwise prepared. Tea and tea concentrates. Cocoa and drinking chocolate. Drinking chocolate. Who would have thunk it? Greens, natural, husk or broken, but not for the prepared. Macaroni, spaghetti, raw, whether packaged or not. So basically all the pastas are duty-free. We got lard, margarine, beet and cane sugar, bread, loaves, whole or slice. We got cereal flour. We got meal. We got prepared baking powders, compound feeds, common salt, prepared poultry, lamp oil. We got perfumes that are duty-free. We got ceramic colors, glazes. We got disinfectants, insecticides, fungicides, vermin poisons, herbicides, goods manufactured wholly of leather, excluding footwear and animal fittings. I don't know what the heck is an animal fitting. Maybe someone can answer me with that one. So all manufactured goods, save for footwear, is duty-free. So all leather goods, duty-free, except for footwear and animal fittings. I have no clue what the heck is an animal fitting. And we got reading materials as printed books and manuscripts, flags from all nations, printed cotton piece, goods manufactured in or imported direct from Europe. So I guess if you can get your T-shirts from Europe, they're all duty-free. I guess there's something with the EU. I wonder whether or not that's going to be changing. We got mosquito netting, leather clothing. My gosh, I guess some of those ones in here. Porcelain and bone china. So basically all your China stuff that you see is all duty-free. pearls, natural, cultured, artificial, pink or black, coins and bullions, not of gold, bullion, and coin, which I simply don't understand. They should have just lumped it all together. They're two different segments, two different custom tariff numbers. And here's another one for you, ladies and gentlemen. Portable radios, recording devices and players, portable tapes, recorders valued less than $100. Radios, radio players, tape recorders, and TVs, videos and car radios, receivers, etc. TVs are duty-free. I didn't know that one. Radios, record players, tape recorders, TVs, videos, car radios, and receivers, etc. are duty-free. And so there's some of the things that we're looking on, ladies and gentlemen. Cameras, still, cinema, video, including spare lenses and attachments thereto, are all duty-free. Antiques, jewelry cases, musical instruments, electric and non-electric, and binoculars, boats up to 18 feet for local use, including parts and equipment. And those are some of the things that are listed as duty-free items in the Cayman Islands. I'm going to try to post them all for all of you for further discussion as well. I got some social media that came through, but I got to go and pay some bills right now. And remember, the number in the studios is 233-1019, 233-1019.
More of K-Man Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on K-Man 27 is next.
The countdown is on for K-Man 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss K-Man's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Brought to you by Camana Bay.
Stay connected and share your favorite holiday moments with Flow. Pick up the Alcatel A1 from $70 or the Samsung J2 Pro, packed with sweet features from $130. Every week you can win cash and prizes in our Cash Cube when you top up. Also check out our weekly top-up specials. Visit Flow's Facebook and Instagram pages to follow the deals. Plus, top up $25 or more for plenty chances to win great Flow holiday prizes. So make it Flow for everything mobile this Christmas. Visit discoverflow.ky for more. Terms and conditions apply.
The flavor with a beat. Black thing now move up him dancing feet. We dance them flavor with a beat. Whole heap of sauce, yeah, we acting on the street. Young middle age or old, move your feet. When bass if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable, look for the label.
Flavor we are flavor because the spice is flaring. Flavor with a beat, no other brand than the near way.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
The countdown is on for K-Man 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss K-Man's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Photo booth brought to you by CTMH Doctors Hospital.
In the Cayman Islands, they're doing a fantastic job today. My forecaster is Gilbert McLean, and he's been spot on, him and Alan, in the last couple of days as well, and they're always spot on. Says the synopsis is going to be have isolated showers, ladies and gentlemen, along with moderate winds and seas are expected across Cayman area today as a cold front moves over the northwest Caribbean and weakens. Fresh winds and rough seas are expected tonight as a cold front dissipates and higher pressure builds over the northeast Gulf of Mexico. Radar images show scattered showers northwest of the Cayman Islands moving towards the southwest. Therefore, you're going to have the forecast as follows. Today, you're going to have a high of 83 with the real fuel temperature. They say it will hover around about 87 degrees. And as you heard, more so in the afternoon hours, depending on the speed of it, but you're probably going to see much more rain pickup. So you're going to have 57% chance of having rain. So therefore, you're going to have clouds and sunshine with passing showers today. Winds are going to be coming at you from the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour. Right now, they're very shallow from 1 to 3 feet, but tonight they're expected to increase about 5 feet as well. And in fact, there's going to continue that picking up of the speed this evening, and so therefore, small craft should exercise caution whilst in open waters today and tomorrow. Tonight, temperatures will drop down to 78 degrees with a real fuel temperature of about 80, and you're going to have a 55% chance of experiencing some showers, and so therefore, tonight's going to be passing in the evening. Sunrise this morning was at 6:42, and sunset will be at 5:46. You got 11 hours and 4 minutes, and a similar weather forecast pattern for tomorrow, Thursday. Friday, it should be dissipating, and they say thunderstorms maybe in the area on Friday, but it should be better in the evening. Saturday should be beautiful, and also Sunday as well, if everything goes well. Join me back, 233-1019, 233-1019. We got callers on the line.
Be a part of the conversation on K-Man Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019. Or message us on the K-Man Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to K-Man Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on K-Man 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in, letting us be part of your morning and part of your day. I got a couple of callers online. Good morning, caller. How are you this morning? Hello? All right, didn't hold on. Good morning, caller.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, you're on.
Okay. There's one aspect about the cost of living I want to talk about is the pension that they give the elderly or seafarers. You know that it's going up in January the 7th, which is about $900 a month for seafarers and also the Indian old people. Now, for $900 a month, U.S., I can go to many places, Cuba, Philippines, Honduras. Say the Philippines, I can rent a house, hire a caregiver, buy food, and still have change left, as well as other countries around. And a man and his wife, if they're getting 18 U.S., 100 U.S. a month, they can live very, very well in many other foreign countries. The problem is, if you're off the island for more than a while, the government will stop it. So we're stuck here with the high cost of living, getting a small pension, and there's a lot of money want to leave the island because people from these other countries are sending back a lot more money than that back to their countries. Are you hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So it is very easy if it is to change it that a pensioner, a seaman can live off the island. The money goes direct to the bank here and they can still receive it while they're off the island and have a little better life than what we're having around here. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. All right. Hello, caller.
Yeah, Mr. Woody.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, you were calling off a lot of duty-free items a while ago. Can you call off some that we paying duty on? Because it seems like pretty much a lot of stuff is duty-free coming into the Cayman. And all those items you practically call off, they are very expensive products that we have to purchase practically every week or once a month or what the case may be. So I was wondering if you could just give us a few items that we're paying duties on. Thank you and have a good one.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. I tell you the truth, here's some social media that came through. It says, honestly, I feel I've been charged duty on my TVs that I bought from Amazon. I just wonder if some of the custom agents really do not know the full duty free list. I should have edified myself on what was shipping so that that part was on me. And so they'll charge you on shipping and I guess the insurance and aspect of it. But, you know, I'll read some of the lists for some of you again that are requesting it. And I'm trying to copy that now. We'll try to get it before the end of the day for all of you that's on our Facebook. We're going to be posting it on there for you. But for certain things, for example, you got salt beef, But those of you like saw beef, which I do, is duty-free. We got poultry, carcasses, and parts, fresh and chilled. So that means the chicken that you buy is duty-free. Fish, fresh, frozen, chilled, not cooked, or further prepared, is a turtle, but it got to be live. Fish, live, is pets. Milk and cream, fresh, preserved, concentrated or not. Butter and cheese, and some of those that can go on and on. Breads, some of the staples that are there, cereals, and so forth. So those are some of the things that we do have that are duty-free. And ladies and gentlemen, here's my concern that I have. I believe in the free market enterprise. I certainly do. There's various different economic theories out there. You got the classic economic theory, which believes that the market will, I guess we would say, regulate and control itself. And then you got the Keynesian theory of economics, where government got to spend money in off times to really pull the market along, and so on and so forth. But what unfortunately starts to happen is that government continues that spending, not only in the lean times, but it continues the spending all the way through, which is something that I think is a detriment to small societies and communities and so forth. But the last thing I would want to see, and I'm sure if you all are thinking the same way, I don't want to see this country becoming socialized to the extent that we're going to start controlling goods, we're going to start controlling services. But I believe that government plays a significant role to make certain that because of whom we are and what jurisdictions we may be, because we are looked on as being the crown jewel of the Caribbean, that we can afford it. We have a high mean income in the Cayman Islands. We got a population of about 6 to 3, going on 6 to 4,000 people. Half of that is virtually kind of competing with each other now. Half are on work permits. The other half are local residents. But yet, we're paying a lion's share of insurance rates. We're paying a lion's share of gasoline prices. In fact, even OFREG had in their publication last year, and I remember this, I cannot forget it, because gasoline, if anybody knows, is one of my pet peeves and has been for a long, long time, that we're paying $1.80 more per gallon than other jurisdictions within the region. Now, we're the smallest, one of the smallest. And according to the statistics right now, certainly we may have more than it, but I was surprised at it. We have about 36,000 cars on this island that are licensed. Now, that's not including those that may be not licensed. And over the years, obviously, we heard from a local artist that got the whole entire statistics from when cars first were imported. Mr. Gordon Solomon, I want to big him up as well. That, 100,000 cars has been imported onto this island. But right now, according to the Department of Motor Vehicles and Licensing, driver's licensing, we have about 36,000 cars that are licensed. Now, when we look at insurance rates, when we look at cars on the road, we are, in population, we are one of the smallest jurisdictions. They will then use the excuse to all of us that it is economies of scale, but then superimpose that in terms of the mean income that is here. So if it's economies of scale and we have not been touched in terms of insurance, claims, so on and so forth, why then don't we have a reflection of all of those things? Why do we then have to pay $1.80 a gallon more per jurisdiction? I'm not sure why people aren't infuriated and incensed, in my opinion, that we're paying $5 a gallon at almost the same prices that is about $80 cheaper than when it hit its highest at $147 and more per gallon per crude. But yet we don't complain. It goes up every time crude goes up, but it doesn't go down when crude drops like a lead balloon. Those are the things that really bother me. And hopefully that we can start seeing off reg and we can start seeing the consumer protection law coming into effect, that will start governing how people are doing business after the fact, controlling the ripping off of people. Those are the things, but not necessarily controlling prices. You all be your advocates, check it all out, and make sure that you go and get the best prices possible. Spread that around. Tell your friends and family. That's how you can actually move things. That's how you can actually move the gauge in a lot of these issues. But if you just settle and you continue paying for it because of convenience, well, the market is going to continue enjoying all of those things. Tomorrow, we're going to have Bernie Bush in the studios with us because MLA Kenneth Bryan is over in the UK right now. He was tuned in earlier, I would say in the afternoon over there. And so we should have an interesting conversation. Plus, I got several things lined up for Friday. Friday should be an interesting conversation as well with some government, not officials, but not government members. And ladies and gentlemen, it would be remiss of me not to say my normal closing. Sincerely thank you. And to the Caymanians that are listening overseas in Canada, London, England, and so forth. I wish you would come back home, and I wish there was a place for you to come back home. I'm a little verklempt for that one, but I wish you all the best. Godspeed to you. If you have a pet, please consider spaying and neutering that pet today to keep the unwanted pet population low. In addition, life is short, unpredictable. If you're going out to celebrate, please do so, but do so responsibly. I beg you, please don't drink and drive, and certainly don't boat and drink. I'm your host, Woody DaCosta. Until tomorrow, K-Man, I say to all of you, Godspeed. Got 10 seconds, Leroy.
3, 2, 1.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Coming up next, the OTEC Sustainable Energy Project runs out of steam. A social media spat catches a dog without a home in the crossfires. And DOE, and does this jewelry belong to you? Police try to reunite owners with their stolen belongings.
Equestrians flourish in the regional jumping challenge, plus a champion is crowned in the Cayman Islands Dart Association Premier League.
And it's just Tuesday, but I'm already daydreaming about the weekend. I'll tell you all about the weather between now, then, and the future coming up.
Cayman 27 News is coming up next.
It's Christmas fun for all with the Flow Quad Play bundle for a year and weekly draws for Samsung soundbars. To win, sign up for any Flow service, including our new Quad Play bundle. Top up $25 or more or pay your bill on time and in full. Our Quad Play bundle is filled with the fastest broadband, HD quality Flow Evo TV, excellent mobile call quality, and home phone with up to 2,800 international minutes. With over $40,000 in prizes, that's fun for all with Flow. Visit discoverflow.ky for more.